T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC members. If you don't know what US ARC is, do not be ashamed. Simply click on the third link in the description below. Go to usarc.org. See what it's all about. See how you could actually protect your own collection whenever a legislation might hit your backyard. You just never know. Things are changing constantly in the reptile hobby, and it's good to know when things are creeping up in your area. So shout out to Phil Goss, shout out to Vanessa, shout out to Jeremy, shout out to all the US ARC supporters and teammates out there. Cannot wait to see how much we fight this year to keep our animal rights. And if you're not a US ARC member, talk to your fellow keepers and just let them know what US ARC's all about, and they're here to protect our animal rights. Shout out to US ARC and all the US ARC supporters.
If I'm here. Oh, hi. Y'all may not even heard anything that I just said. It's been a long day. Holiday weekend with kids, both kids home. Holy crap. Happy Sunday, guys. Okay. I don't know if it came through, but happy Sunday. I was just here last Sunday and Monday, and it's just seemed like a really long time. So long time no chat. Welcome. If you're new, guys, welcome to Trap Talk Reptile Network. This is the greatest reptile podcast on the planet. We have got shows every single day of the week. It's the only podcast that you're going to find that's got every single day of the week. And we've got you covered. It doesn't matter what you're into. We've got you covered, okay? Today is Sunday. It is the Girls Who Love Reptile podcast, hosted by myself and Christa. Christa and I were both on last week, and then it's just me this week. It's been a minute since I was on by myself because we were sick the weekend prior, but glad to be back. I'm sorry if you hear the oldest chattering in the background. Like I said, it's been a very long past couple days. Everybody was home, and I feel like I've gone crazy and not gotten anything done. So, but what's up, guys? Lots of people in the chat today, which is awesome. We're popping off. Amanda, girl, you need like a t-shirt. You need like a hat, something that says always here, always on point. My girl, holy shit, I love you. Justin, like I said, sorry about the toddler. Justin, what's up? Shane, per usual. Couple of people that I am so sorry I don't recognize the name, but a couple of people coming in. Y'all are all awesome. Look at y'all popping off. It is a very busy, very popular day. Hey, Marcus, what's up? Yeah. So guys, this is a new one. I've been trying to get all different kinds of breeders and keepers and people who do all different kinds of stuff. And we haven't had anyone who's done full carpet pythons, I'll say, because we have done carpondros, but full-blown carpet pythons, we haven't done that yet. So I'm super excited to bring the guests on. I don't really think I have any updates for you guys. I know I usually try to give a few updates before we bring our guests on. I don't have anything crazy going on. Well, except for I had a baby green tree shed today. Its very first shed, and that thing is hung like a horse. I have never in my life seen a male shed right off the rip. I'm going to be posting that on my page later, so y'all check that out because that was kind of weird. But anyway, I really don't want to blab too much. So we're going to go ahead and bring on Stacey and Rob and a little special guest that they have got with them that's just going to say hi. And then we're going to get just right on in talking about some carpet pythons, y'all. So let's go ahead and bring them on. Ta-da!
Hi.
What's up?
We got all the kids popping in to say hi because Owen said hi. MJ's in the
yes.
comments saying that Leo says hi. Hi, Leo.
Aw,
And then
Hey,
we've got
Leo.
Aurora, darling.
we got Aurora. Yes. you can
Aurora,
say hi, Aurora.
Hi.
Oh, gosh.
Is this your first time on a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're on
is-
the best one on the planet. Can you believe
Yes.
that? That's big stuff.
Yeah.
I
That's
can't
big
really
stuff.
believe it.
Oh,
You can't believe it. Are you gonna do this when you get older?
Yeah.
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 Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought maybe you could be an accountant or something.
No. What are you talking about? I'm
Dude.
snakes.
You're-
Yeah, nobody wants to do
I've
something
been
that
growing up
boring.
around snakes.
yeah,
That's
right.
awesome.
Yep.
All right.
Cool,
but
cool.
what
Well, I
time
know
is it,
you
Aurora?
wanted to say hi,
Yes.
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
also know that it's your bedtime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to tell everybody it's your bedtime?
It's my bedtime.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you gotta go to bed.
Yeah. I want to be on the podcast.
yeah.
Well, you are. You got your screen time. This is awesome.
You did. Maybe in a couple more years you can be on the podcast again.
How's that sound?
Yeah. Maybe
I
next
think
time.
that sounds awesome.
You want to talk about the economics of sticker sales?
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't even know what economics is.
that's fair.
Well, that'll be next. Okay, but Dad's gonna go put her to bed. So.
All right, you
Tell
ready? You
everybody
gotta
good
say
night.
everybody hi and
All
bye.
right. Bye, Aurora.
Bye. Hi, bye.
Hi, bye.
Good night.
Say see you at the shows.
See you at the show.
There you go. All right, we'll be back.
Oh, gosh.
I'll
Awesome.
be back.
Yes.
We'll see you in a little bit.
Yes. All right.
We'll be back. Good night, baby.
Good night.
Love you.
Man, I'm
She's
telling you.
all about it.
Ah, I don't know if it's like I mean I have wanted kids since I was like super young. Like I was like, man, 25, let's get kids rolling.
Let's go.
It did not happen at no 25. It didn't. But I have them now. Granted, I have two little boys and they are feral.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Something
right.
about keeping the little boys going.
I get it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
It
Yes,
was literally where are y'all at again?
We're in Louisiana.
Okay, I didn't know you were in Louisiana. What part?
Yeah, Lake Charles. So it's southwest Louisiana. So it's an hour from the Gulf. So really close to the bottom, and then like 30 minutes from Texas. So like the border of Texas. So we're in the very southwest corner.
That's awesome. So we're Saints fans.
Yeah, we're not really big sports people
Oh,
in general, but
I grew up a Saints fan. We don't because we don't have, and yes, I understand that Saints have we have a love-hate relationship with the ability of them to have an actual good season.
right.
But we didn't have an NFL team in Arkansas. I grew up in Arkansas.
Okay.
And I
yeah.
was like, okay,
We're
well, I have to
neighbors.
pick one. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to pick one. New Orleans is a really fun place.
Yeah.
It's
It's
been many a great time in New Orleans. So,
it's a place.
place, yeah. But yeah, but anyway, so have y'all been getting this insane heat wave?
Oh yeah. It's,
Oh my
it's hot, but we
God.
also have like the worst humidity. Like it's
Yeah, we do
it's
too.
full
And
humidity.
it's because I'm over in South Carolina and it's like Satan's armpit.
yes.
And it is awful. And this weekend was the worst. Of course, like so both of my boys are in daycare because otherwise I would not get any of this shit done. No negative chance. And I've got 66 babies right now. So
Mhm.
like I would get absolutely nothing done if they were not in daycare.
It's
But they've
understandable.
been home. The daycare has like summer break. Doesn't make any sense to me, but they have that. And so they were home Thursday, Friday, and then obviously Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's too hot to do anything.
Mhm.
But we don't want to keep them inside and just,
Right.
it's chaos when you keep them inside. So we
Yeah.
actually ended up buying, we did have one of the round plastic pools that you can buy from
Oh yeah.
Walmart or something like that.
Yeah.
We ended up buying an inflatable, like little inflatable 10-footer and just
Yeah.
fill it up and put like a canopy over it. And it's been, we didn't even bother going to the pool. We just
Yeah. Has that helped?
In the backyard and just
Yeah.
stayed out. And I'm like, I can't imagine having girls because I don't think that this would be the same dynamic.
I bet they're loving that though. I bet they're just like
For sure.
soaking, getting all of their energy out in that little pool. Just like, we
I know. They
we
slept
visited someone
great.
recently who had a pool, and Aurora was like, I want this pool. I want a pool. Now can we get a pool? And I was like,
So the house we used to live at, we had a pool, and it was like, okay. It turned into like the Black Lagoon of death whenever I was pregnant because and we just had so much going on that it just turned into the Black Lagoon. I literally at one point I told my husband, I said, I'm afraid to walk next to the pool because I'm kind of afraid that something's going to like reach out and get me.
And you have a marine biology degree, so you were the one that kept up all the chemicals and like the
oh no, I definitely
water.
wasn't. No.
Really?
No, I don't do outside stuff. That's a blue job.
Well, that's
blue job.
Yeah.
I don't do
100%.
outside stuff. I don't do trash. I don't break down boxes. That's all blue.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen. I'm right there with you. Yep. Absolutely. Mhm.
It's like an unspoken, especially the boxes. Women don't break down boxes.
No, I will just make a pile of things and be like, that's your job. Here's what you need to do.
I am glad. I'm glad that we don't have a pool right now because especially the 3-year-old is like, he thinks he can swim.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
That confidence. They're so confident. Yeah.
He just yeets himself over the edge, and then you can just see him sinking, just like, and he's just sinking, and I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times we have come and he's like, I want to go to the pool, and I'm like, I don't. So I'm gonna leave regular clothes on. I don't want to go in the water. I get in the water because I gotta go in and yank him. People are like, oh my God, is he okay? Yes, he's fine.
Yeah.
So,
he's just feral. It's fine.
He's just feral. He just thinks he can swim. Even the swim instructor, we took him to like swim lessons this year, and the swim instructor is like, this is the kind of kid that thinks that they can swim and they can't. And I was like, yeah.
So he has nothing to learn. It's just sink. Yep.
He's from day one, this kid's like going under the water and like opening his eyes and like getting stuff. And I'm like, this is feral behavior.
Yeah.
This is feral behavior.
Kid. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was a fast bedtime. Like
put down.
Yep.
Man, it takes like 30 minutes solid with each of our children.
Is it the same time every night?
Yes, it is the same time every night. But it's the bedtime routine, and that's it cracks me up when we have to explain to a sitter. I'm like, listen, there's a certain way that you have to do things, because if you don't do it that certain way, they're going to scream, holy moly. Like Owen wants to read a book, and then he wants to sing the You Are My Sunshine song. And then
that's adorable.
Twinkle, twinkle, but Twinkle, Twinkle has to be twice. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star has to be twice.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I look at trying to explain. I was like, trust me, if you don't do these things.
Yeah. These are the steps. Yeah.
These are the steps. They have to happen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I have to tell my husband, I'm like, don't ever sing any other song, because then you add it.
Right.
It's not in place of.
Never going away.
Yeah. Then it's going to be 2 Twinkle Twinkles plus that song and whatever else you add.
Yeah. So what we found is that if we put her to bed and then we're like, okay, well, we'll come and give you a kiss later, and give you, no, it's like, this is it. But we started to do this thing where I'll race you to tomorrow. And so you got to get a head start, because as soon as you fall asleep, it's tomorrow. Yeah. So she fully grasps that now. And it's, need my kiss, need my hug. Where's my ice water? I just need a sip.
Water.
And
she always takes a sip of water.
Night. Leave the door open, please.
She has a few stuffies that she always likes to have. Fair. So it's like, she'll go get tucked in. She's like, where are my stuffies? Where's my water? And then hug and kiss, good night. And it's different if dad puts her down versus if I put her down. It's like we each have our own, like we do things a little differently, because dad's like, here's your puppies, here's your water, race you to the morning, good night. And me and she's like, okay, like I know that's dad, that's it, you know. But with me, she's like, can we read a story? And so we've gotten in the habit of reading a book every night, which I love that. I love reading, I love books, so I'm all about like I want her to love reading, so I'm here for that. So you've
done a great job of.
Well, I have intentionally been like, absolutely, I'll read you a book, because like I want her to love that, you know. So when I put her to bed, we read a storybook, and that's the thing.
Running down the hallway. I'm sorry, that's super loud. I don't know if you hear. He doesn't.
I didn't even hear it.
No, okay.
So we'll read a book, and then where she starts to test it is when she'll be like, can we read another one, like 2 stories, you know, or sometimes she'll intentionally pick like a really long story.
Yes.
And so I have to put a cap on it. I have to be like, okay, no, a small one, a short one. Like it's not.
Owen's been doing that. Like he'll pick like the longer ones, and he does it like on purpose.
Yep.
And like he's smart too, because admittedly there have been a few times when he's picked up, and I'm just like, I grab like a couple of pages at a time and turn it. And he's like, no. And I'm like, well, you're 3. Like you should.
He's like, you missed a page. You missed.
I know. Like you gotta go back. Or like if I skip over words.
Yeah.
The kid knows words. Like his favorite one right now, which is really, I guess it's not that long. It just feels long. Is the little train, the like I think I can train. And there's just so many pages that are just so long. And I'm just like, God, dude. So
it's really cool that he knows, like he's seeing the words and understanding those things, you know, like he
knows.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then we get to where we're like, if I don't put up, I try to like switch out the books with the holiday themed ones, because I really just don't want to read the Charlie Brown pumpkin.
Fair.
In the middle of April.
Yeah.
Nor do I want to read the Paw Patrol Easter book in December.
Right.
And it never fails that happens.
Yeah. Aurora's like that with she loves The Nightmare Before Christmas, and like the book. And so that book is like, of course it's a Halloween or Christmas read, but even throughout the year, she's like, can we read that one? I love that one.
I start to say, that's a Halloween through Christmas. Easy.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually used. So sidebar, but we live in an HOA. And while I have a love-hate relationship with it, because like where we previously lived, we didn't have an HOA. And our neighbor burnt like everything. He burnt a whole trampoline. I didn't even know you could do that, like to dispose of it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but our HOA is a little on the like psychotic side. So we left our Halloween decorations, like Halloween was on a weekend. And then by like the weekend was over and the week is busy, I'm not going to take down decorations at that point. So our little skeleton was still sitting in our rocking chairs outside. And they proceeded to be like, they were like, you can't do this. You cannot have this out.
The skeleton.
I shoved a Santa hat on it. And then when they tried to find us, I was like, it's Nightmare Before Christmas. Duh.
Hello.
And they were like, that's a Halloween book. I was like, is it a Halloween?
Have you read it though?
It's Christmas too. We left that up all the way until Christmas was past.
Amazing.
Petty.
I love it. I love that. I love that was a loophole for you.
Yep.
Is it petty? Yes. But they went through on Christmas Day and they took a picture of my mom just barely parked on our grass and said, don't do this.
Look, we will never live in an HOA. So I fully am. I just called it how I see it. I'm not saying that I would not do the exact same thing. And
yeah, that's
and in
crazy.
fact, I will educate others to your wisdom.
Yeah.
They jumped on us once about our trash cans being visible from the road.
Oh.
Yeah, and I want really badly. We just moved them to the other side of the house because they're like, you need to put them in your backyard or your garage. Garage, no. We have kids that have diapers, no. And we live in where like it's literally been like 100 degrees lately.
Yeah.
So my husband's eventually going to build like a trash can.
Gated trash can.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to paint trash cans on the outside of it.
That's
I don't know if
commitment.
that's gonna break
commitment.
HOA. You're gonna have to read the HOA because they're gonna say
Yeah,
something about
the paint.
having
Okay,
to
probably.
match.
But what if I print it on a flag and then put a religious symbol on the flag? Can they get on to me for hanging the flag because it's a religious flag?
I don't know.
Look, you're gonna have to consult which sounds like a manual like that. Just ask your local Karen, and I think you'll be fine. No offense to any Karens out there. You are lovely people, I am sure. That's
Oh man.
All right. Well, anyway, sorry, we got off topic for a little bit, whatever. But let's go ahead and get down to the nitty gritty, what everybody is here for, and that is talking about the carpet pythons. So my go-to is I kind of like to start from the beginning, and we've got two different beginnings here. So I need to know where beginning A started and where beginning B started, and where the beginning A and the beginning B came together, and now you've got a whole new thing going on.
I like that there's an outline for the beginnings. There's a
there's two parties to this. I need to know, like, did one start and then bring in the other, or were we a both thing and we just kind of collided in, or like what? I also heard that you're giving out free cookies.
Yes, they're going to be supplied by Allison. Yeah,
Allison, of course.
If she's in here.
Allison is our MFA community baker, and she bakes all of the delicious things. So she will supply the cookies.
She is responsible for 10% of the humans sitting in front of you right now. There's at least an extra 10% because of her single-handedly.
Yes.
Her and Boudin.
Yes, they always bless us with her wonderful baking skills, and it's awesome. I feel spoiled.
Okay. Who's going first?
About what? Wait, what?
So you want to know beginning of like how we?
I just want to know where we started. So like, for me, I was, some weird little tomboy outside chasing snakes and skinks and learning a lesson about things with legs because they bite hard.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I kind of progressed into what I am. So I want to know where y'all.
I was putting those things on my ear. The green and old. Don't do that, kids.
Got feral boys, feral. Period.
Yep. Okay, you go first.
Oh.
But like
this is your story
short.
But I am good.
No. I titled it "Husband and Wife." Husband and wife.
Okay.
See?
But so, long story short's how it's supposed to be. But I am a short story long kind of person.
He is.
That's me too.
Okay. Let's long story short this. Me kid, me like snake. Me parent not like snake.
You want me to tell you your origin story? Okay.
I was not allowed to have snakes for my childhood. My parents had split up. My dad let me have one, which was a horrible idea. Wasn't the best for that. So that was short-lived. Anyway, whenever I was so that's a personal reason, by the way, as far as for why we do what we do. Again, I'm jumping ahead. So my mom was just terrified and she didn't want to know. She just said no. I got a fish tank instead, which was way harder to keep than a snake.
I will agree with that.
Right. Yeah. So then at 17, I moved out. Long story short, if my old truck could make it to the Craigslist ad and it was a snake, we were getting a reptile. And if it came with a cage, then it could go a little bit further. I had no mentors, had lots of struggles that I had to work through until finally I was lucky enough to have a really awesome Petco friend.
Yeah.
And look, I know, and I have been into the Petcos, but this Petco manager had rattlesnakes and stuff.
It was a manager that actually was like a reptile keeper himself.
Yeah.
And so like he actually had experience with snakes and stuff. So he was pretty knowledgeable and like was able to kind of, and this is like Robert at like 17 years old,
17,
18 years old. But when he like was just kind of, he had moved out and was at the point where he was living on his own. So he could.
I had money.
reptiles.
I had a job and spare rooms.
adult money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I had a paycheck. Let me just say that. All right. Saying I had money was maybe a little bit extreme. So Craigslist was cheap. I don't know if anybody remembers that era. So
I got my
anyway,
green tree from Craigslist.
Oh,
really?
nice.
Yeah.
Did that work out well? Did it come
I-
with extra passengers?
We still have her.
Oh, wow.
Dang, that's
Still
awesome.
have her. Yeah. Was I got her, somebody listed her. I was in the market. I had been in the market for a little bit. Somebody listed her for $100, said the snake's pretty mean, pretty not handleable. Came with like a little shitty like gecko cage.
Yeah.
And I got her in, sold the cage for $100. So pretty much got the snake for free.
Yeah.
You
And
did it
was
so
a
much
really
better than
good
me.
Snake. We don't know. We can't, honest to God, say what she is. I have had a couple of people tell me that it's probably some like Wamena looking, maybe a mix or something.
It's a cool green tree.
It's a cool one. It was a red one, and she's very mint colored now, and I absolutely love her. And she wasn't mean. She just likes food.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's
sorry.
awesome.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I love it. I love hearing about successes with that because it's very uncommon in my experience.
I think
And
I've
maybe
gotten like 4 or 5 animals from Craigslist.
and all good experiences.
Actually,
But you know what to look for. To be fair, I was like 17, 18, and what I was looking for was little dollars. And
but I was also looking for like, I'll look for little dollars too. That's my thing, is like, I will, if I can take a chance on something, if it's, little dollars, because people just don't know. They're just like, I'm moving, whatever X amount of reason or whatever, like I picked up one, a cyclops female that was only like 3 years old, but was like 1,700 grams, which is like,
I don't know what that means.
she was massive. They should not be.
Okay.
Not be that big. I think that my normal like 3-year-old females that haven't been like mega uber fed are probably closer to like maybe 500 grams.
Oh man.
I mean, she was like, it looked like an overfilled, I don't even know what it was.
Tube stock. Yeah.
Tube stock. Yes, tube stock. I called her Fat Amy. She actually ended up going to my friend Kino, who has unfortunately passed away now. But
Kino or Fat Amy?
Kino passed away,
sorry.
unfortunately. So, but no, that was one of those animals. They were like, oh, well, she eats a small rat weekly, but sometimes she doesn't eat. And I was like, oh, she's fat.
Yeah.
But so I've had a few of them. One of the females I still have. It's actually this one in the corner I picked up from Craigslist. There's a male up top here I picked up from Craigslist, and it's just
okay.
Where do you live? Like,
listen, I
are
like
you
to
in Malibu
drive
at the
places.
time?
I will drive places to go get stuff.
Okay.
It just happens from time to time, but
Okay. I dig it. No, it sounds like she waited and
she knew what she was
yeah,
doing.
she was waiting for the right opportunity.
I've definitely had some that I have picked up that didn't. The only times that I've ever, let's see, I actually picked up a carpet python at one point in time.
Okay.
And super sweet animal, but was unfortunately nido positive. So was not able to do that. And she was actually symptomatic. So I did actually have to go ahead and put her down. I've picked up some green trees that were nido positive, but all of those are still alive. And some of them are living with people that I know that have a Nido colony. I now myself have one, unfortunately, because we got the animals in from Germany. I don't know if you've heard about that. All the ones that we imported from Germany, it was so great. They all came back flaming.
Wow.
Nido positive. None of them are symptomatic. So we just...
Wait, were these from Germany? So they're all captive bred, or is this like a farm?
No, they were all from the same breeder.
Gotcha.
So is it separate rooms, separate AC? How do you, never mind.
Airborne. It's not airborne. Well,
Okay.
I mean, it's valid information. It's not airborne. Nido is one of those things. It's outside of the host. It's actually pretty weak. It doesn't live.
Envelope virus that can't live past like 14 days without a host.
I don't even think it's 14 days from my understanding.
14 days is like none, 0. You're absolutely safe.
Yeah. From my understanding, it's 72 hours on a surface.
There you go.
So I don't know how that works. Like say in a water bowl, say like if you took a water bowl out, because it's a respiratory virus. So
right.
They drink, if they cough, if they sneeze, if anything that's coming from this area.
Yeah.
That is where you're going to get the virus, and it's infectious. So it's actually, and I mean, in my personal opinion, really freaking hard to infect everything. Like it takes talent to infect everything, because you've got to be basically sharing water bowls, or like, I don't know, like sticking your hand in the water bowl and then sticking your hand in everybody else's water bowl without sanitizing. So to have gotten 14 Nido positive animals from one person was kind of crazy.
Like almost a talent, like almost like
it's almost a talent. That's impressive. And that the wild thing is, like, half of them went originally, they're all here now because I have the space to separate these animals. Half of them went to the East Coast and half of them went to the West Coast. And the breeder was like, well, y'all did it. And I was like, man, I test the house. I test everything back here. This is like my clean room, I call it. I test everything back here. I still do that yearly.
So the breeder did not refund you or anything?
No. He actually told us that it was either the importer that did it, even though the importer never took them out of the box, or us. So somehow 14 animals, all of them. Wow. Oh yeah, it's wild. And then he told us that there was a good Nido.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I heard from 2 other people once we came out with all this, because it's no secret. It's not a secret.
So this guy, everybody knows about this guy now, except for me, obviously. Who is this person? I mean, if it's out, I don't want to be about drama or anything like. But
we could talk about it later too.
Yeah, if we can't
do that.
But geez.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. And he definitely was like, it's not us. But I did have 2 other people that reached out and were like, hey, I also bought animals from that person and they were Nido positive. So
well, yeah, and you can also sequence that actual virus to see how because it's constantly evolving. So you're a biologist, there's a way to sequence it back to say, oh look, we'll get another animal. Well, then send me another one. Send one that is not Nido positive.
It was a lot, and that's why. So typically speaking, like, don't get me wrong, I've purchased a lot of animals in the past. I may be a little bit of an overspender, but anyway, so, and I'll take risks on things, and now granted, I take risks on things because I have a biology background. And I have, I've literally worked at an exotic vet clinic. I've been a vet tech at an exotic vet clinic. So I have easy access to things, to medications. I know what to look for. Like I can literally look for parasites with my own eyes because I know what I'm looking for. And my biosecurity is really good because of what I'm used to working with.
And your experience. And so what I'm hearing is Carly is not saying when you're at the show and you see on a wild caught table, oh, look, it's a $300 green tree. Well, Carly said to take a chance on it. She's not saying that. I don't think that's what she's saying at all.
It's not what I'm saying. But so I'll take chances on things. So in the past, when I've had Nido animals, I've been like, hey, which we weren't living at this house at the time. This house has a lot of space, a lot of rooms that we're not using. And I just kind of was like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I do know people who have Nido colonies because these animals can live quite literally their whole lives, asymptomatic, reproduce, never have an issue.
Yeah.
Ever.
And then they don't pass it to the young as long as you remove the eggs from the mother, because there's no vertical transmission. It's always horizontal.
There
was one study. There was one study with a carpet python and a green tree clutch. And after like 18 months, I think one of the green trees became positive, but that just sounds like a quarantine breach.
That sounds like a quarantine breach because it's not.
Because it could never be duplicated.
Yeah, it's not transmittable through the egg membrane, and it dies after about 72 hours from what everybody is, finding out. So when you're incubating something for 50 days, something's long dead by then.
Yeah.
So, but there are plenty of people who do it. So previously, I just kind of sent animals when I would encounter them, as long as they were asymptomatic. That's where my line is drawn. Is I'm not going to let something keep going if it's symptomatic, because that's miserable. That's just repeated respiratory infections, and I'm not going to do that. If
that's good information.
Yeah, I literally would just send them to someone who's got a colony. Now, I guess I have my own. It was nothing I wanted to do, and it is a pain in the rear because I have to. That is like, I don't go in there. I don't go in that room. I don't handle anything in that room. I have like designated, so like I literally will check on them at
these times.
One day, like this day, and then I won't go back in there. And if I have to go back in there, I don't do it until the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I'm
and
done,
you shower and reset.
I have to be I'm really cautious. But like I said, it's not airborne. I don't take my phone in there. This is a big way that you can transmit stuff. And I will say that I can see somebody infecting their collection if they're doing a lot of cleaning, but you're sitting here
touching your phone. Yeah.
Touching your phone. It's the same thing with COVID. When that was all going on, people don't realize that
this has been bathed in chlorhexidine. I don't know how many times, and I'm pretty sure it's like clogged the speakers. So I have like, anyway, it doesn't matter.
But so I don't obviously I still have to leave that room to go to the bathroom and stuff like that. And I'm really cautious. Like the door handles are always I open the doors and I turn the water on the faucet before I even touch anything. So I don't have to touch water. I don't have to touch door handles. I don't have to touch anything. And everything I have in that room, the Germex, I use Rescue, alcohol, that kind of stuff, all that stuff that belongs in there.
Yeah.
What gets me is people who put on gloves, but then don't change them between rooms. And it's like, you're defeating the purpose.
Yeah. So I worked in, between the biology background, and it cracks me up, people with the gloves things cracks me up because it's not.
Hey, if you're going to tell me I don't need to use gloves, you will save us on a huge bill. We go through thousands of gloves.
The only time that you need to use gloves is for you. The gloves is for you, not for the animals. It's for you. Gloves lead to a false sense of security because if let's say you're cleaning, right? Mm-hmm. You accidentally stick a pinky in some poo. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's not on your skin, so you can't necessarily feel that. So you kind of if you don't change the gloves every single time, if you're not changing every single time, I've literally seen people put on gloves and then they clean all of their enclosures. And I'm like, what's the point of the glove?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, gloves, the only time that you use gloves, even in biology, the only times that you use gloves are if you're protecting yourself from a chemical or you're working with DNA.
Okay.
That's the only time. And that's because your fingers, you're going to have DNA.
Right.
And then obviously I want to protect myself from chemicals. So I have gloves. I think this box of gloves that's sitting over here, which again, this is my clean room. All these animals in here have had so many nido tests. They're probably tired of me.
They see the swab and they're like, no.
I've got some that don't even move. I can grab their head, go, and then be done with it. And they're like, okay, whatever. It was that time of the year.
Feed.
So
Yeah.
I think it's taking me forever to go through this box. I think I've had it, and it's just a box of
100.
Yeah, I think it's just a box of 100. And I don't remember when the only time I grab that is if I'm going to clean a cage that I know is nesty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
think we go through
That's just-
about at least 100 a box a week at least. But our collection, I don't know how big your collection is, and we've got we call him a zookeeper because that's his goal, to be a zookeeper. So we'll just grow into the zoo part. So he'll switch between. So like we have stuff that we've gotten from Germany. We've got stuff that is here, newborn babies. We've got, animals from UK, and they're all in separate parts of the room as far as for inventory. And then we've got another room that you don't ever go from this room into like our pet room into the baby room.
Yeah.
It's always the other way around.
Yeah, and see, and that's where so in this room, I can I don't ever wear gloves at all.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because all these animals are clean. The Nido animals, the little Nido colony, I don't wear gloves in there either, because what am I going to do? Reinfect them?
Yeah.
They've all had a positive test.
That's fair.
I don't wear gloves in the baby room, which the only time I mess with my babies is very first thing of the morning, and then I don't touch them again.
Yeah.
And if I go in there to feed them, it's not before taking a shower.
Yeah, feeding day on the newborn babies is separate from everything else.
Yeah. So the only time I guess the only time I really use gloves is when I'm actively I've got new animals. I'm actively quarantining something. I might do that in between, but my preferred is just to wash my hands and then follow up with Germ-X. But if I have a lot, because sometimes I get more than one at a time, my hands, I've actually had it where I've used Germ-X so much that my
blister, crack,
started to slough off, and it was terrible. So at that point, I did kind of start using gloves a little bit, but it was more just to heal my hands. So,
Cool.
So I think
Good
it's
to know.
it's definitely a thing. No matter what, though, the people who use gloves and clean everything
that's
one glove.
redundant. Or
not changing your gloves. Yeah.
Please don't do that. I will say I use gloves when if I have to probe green trees.
Yeah.
Because the smell of the
Yeah.
musk never goes away.
Yeah.
It's a
Good thing they
strong
don't do it a
smell.
whole lot, right? Or do they?
They do it a lot.
I'm saying whenever you're going to probe them, sure, but I'm talking about just normally. Do green trees?
I have a few that the minute you go to touch them, they're like they freak out. This one's really bad about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That one's really bad about it.
Mr. Pissy. Got it.
Yeah. I have 2 of the scrubs that I own will do that. Hands down. First
How
thing,
big
if
are
get
they?
you, the one of them's quite large, and the last time that she musked, it went like in an arch over.
Oh no. Gross.
Yeah. So
Gross.
it's still there.
Oh no.
But yeah. So okay. Anyway, sorry, we're getting back. So you started. I think a lot of us probably started. I was the same way, where my mom was deathly afraid of snakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen. Yes.
So, but I didn't listen. I still brought stuff in. I remember. Okay, listen, we were young. Okay, we've all done stupid things when we were young.
I'll say it first. I had a box turtle, a lizard, and a ribbon snake in an ice chest. All right.
I went and collected a whole bunch of I don't know if they were corn snakes or garter snakes. My memory tells me both, and put them in a 10-gallon and then duct taped the lid on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the duct tape didn't work. So they skipped it into the house and of course got on the duct tape. And of course I'm small me is crying and telling my mom, the duct tape.
Yeah.
And she sees this ball of tape and snakes what in the living hell?
Nightmare fuel for your mom.
Awful. It's just
Poor
awful.
mom.
I brought a alligator snapping turtle home once that I got out the crick in the back. It in a little red wagon.
Nice.
That's cute.
Was it a good size?
I was like your daughter's age.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's a wonder I did not lose a hand.
I could just see little blonde Carly with her red wagon and her snapping turtle, just like, look what I got. Like, so proud, probably.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Huh?
Where did you grow up?
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Needless to say. But okay, so you had the regular raising. So when did you get your first carpet python?
Him?
Him. Yeah. We're still on him.
I have a picture of literally the day that I got them. December 13th, 2013.
I was going to say 14.
14?
13 or 14.
13 or 14. I got 2 of them, and they were Jags. And I was told by the breeder, some random guy at a Repticon in Gonzales, Louisiana, that these 2 were the best breeder pair. And as we know now, you don't. I mean, that there are some breeders that are like, well, that's how you get the best Jags. I don't think that that's true necessarily, but to each their own.
Just for clarification, because remember, there's not all of us and me.
Oh, that's fine.
I know
Jags have wobble, and if you pair Jags, so it's a neurological or an inner bone growth disorder, and no matter what, it creates a wobble to some degree. Some you can barely see unless you've got a lot of experience with carpets, and others literally corkscrew. Now, I've only seen a handful of animals that truly corkscrew like all the time, and I've never owned one. But as far as this gene, it happens in mammals too. Like there's even like a horse gene where they're super pretty. If you put them together, they make a leucistic animal 25% of the time that's lethal. And what I believe, and obviously this is me just regurgitating information from other people, is that it is linked to lung development. So like their lungs are not developed, so they don't survive past like a day ever is like the longest, maybe 2 days. And again, that's just regurgitated. There could be more information but yeah.
There's a lot of species that happens in. I found out, I did horses growing up, but I found out that guinea pigs also have a lethal white.
There you go.
So, and apparently they don't develop teeth.
Oh.
Interesting.
Okay.
So, did not know that.
I feel like if you could make an all-white guinea pig that doesn't bite, I might be interested.
No.
They can't eat.
They can't.
Oh, yogurt. Fine.
Yogurt. Okay.
Yeah. Who doesn't like a Danimal?
Oh, no.
Okay. So you
I'm
got
kidding.
those. And then I guess y'all were already together at that point.
What?
No.
No,
we got together
almost 10 years. No,
well,
it'll be 10. I'm going to shut up.
We got together at the end of 2016. So it was after he was already keeping snakes for quite a few years before we got together. So
did you have snakes when y'all got? Okay.
No.
So he brought you into this then.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, my mom was like yours. She was absolutely terrified of snakes, hates snakes, like still hates snakes, like cannot stand them. Like
my mom has gotten a lot better.
Well, that's nice.
I'm quite
tell us more about your privilege.
No, but like we would go to when we go to a zoo, right? Like she would avoid the like reptile house like exhibit, like how they have like a reptile like place, and she would be like, no, like like that was like not her thing. So I didn't have much exposure to them or know a whole lot about just the reptile world or the hobby at all. And like, we had animals as a kid, so I always liked animals. Like we had dogs, cats, horses. I had a parakeet at one point. Of course, I had the only reptile that I had as a kid was a turtle. Like turtles were like the thing because I would find them all the time in the ditch, of course. And like I had, red ear sliders, and like that was what I thought was cool. And I've always really liked tortoises. I have this like affinity for slow moving creatures.
Sloths.
Sloths,
I'm
tortoises.
like, we're not getting a sloth. We are not. Those
But do
things
you at
are
least have a
gross.
tortoise then?
No, we used to, but we don't.
we had
don't anymore.
all the
we went
tortoises.
through a tortoise phase where we had a lot of tortoises, but that was just like, as a kid, that was the only reptile that I was like interested in were tortoises and turtles, and then so it wasn't until he and I got together and he had snakes that I got to like interact with and check out, and I was like, oh, this is cool, this is different, I thought it was really neat. And so he introduced me to that, and then so I got to hang out with his, and then he would bring me to reptile expos. So like he took me to my first reptile expo ever, probably in 2017.
Oh, it was pretty fast. I was like,
yeah,
no, you're gonna.
Did you tell her off the rip that you had snakes like immediately?
I was like, hey, yeah, so I have pets, and she's like, oh no, and I was like, oh no. She's like, yeah, like the dander, but it'll probably be okay. I was like, no, it'll be fine. You'll be okay. You don't have to worry about that.
Worries for dander. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, no dander. No, you're
Dander.
good.
Yeah.
And she really quickly like enabled it. And
I thought it was so cool.
Oh,
I feel like it was because I didn't have exposure to it before. I was like, this is fascinating. Like, this is so interesting, Your
first favorite snake is looking at us right now.
I know.
Yeah, so we got her. She's a 2017, right?
Yeah, because we got her that year. It was like the year we got together. So that is my first carpet python that was like
you got one fast. You got one fast.
Oh, I was like,
I didn't even tell my husband for a very long time. We had been dating for a very long time, and I was like, oh, hey, so I have pets. I did the same thing. He's like, yeah, I know you have dogs. I was like,
yeah, I do. You're observant.
I have. You're not wrong.
I have snakes, and he was he's the same way. So he's now a massive enabler, and but he went to like zoo camp.
Oh, okay.
I guess as a child, and was always really interested in the reptiles and stuff. So.
Oh, that's fun.
So he doesn't he doesn't actually have any snakes.
Oh.
Like Stacy has more snakes than me.
Now.
Oh yeah.
As far as like
pets.
holdbacks and like personal pets, yeah.
Yeah. There's always a danger whenever we get animals that come in from either curators or from our partners overseas, and it's like every time I'm like, okay, just go through and I'll see how I can, because now we're addicted to big cages.
Well, I get attached. I get attached, and it's hard to not want to keep the ones that I, get attached to. So, like, we were at a point.
So many.
Yeah, and it happens. I mean, I feel like a lot of people in the hobby in this community, have that experience where it's like, it's just a slippery slope. Like, once you get into it, it's so easy to be like,
Carly, help us figure this out. What's the exact math with your biology degree? The amount of care and time for a medium-sized dog, how many snakes are you allowed to have that take up that amount of funds and time and responsibility? And before you answer, for me, with, up to 800 animals at a time so far, I've still never been like, I'm sorry, Carly, I can't come out on the pontoon this weekend. I don't have anybody to walk my snakes. So with that being said, can you give me a number of snakes that you're allowed to have? Go ahead.
Somebody to go let the dogs out. Because you can't leave the dogs for that long.
How many snakes does it take to make the responsibility of one dog?
Like, that's crazy.
I will say, when you get up there and like get up there, so like me, we can't let my house go too long because these animals are in my home, and I'm sorry, but some of them,
I don't like the smell.
No.
Yeah, you have to stay on top of it.
You have to stay on top of it. I will say that.
But I'm talking about going out on the pontoon. Like, you can't go out on the you can go out on the pontoon with as many animals as you have for 2 days and everything will be okay. Fair? Okay. But the dog has pooped everywhere, has eaten the front door.
Yeah. Yeah, I will agree. Now, I guess it does kind of depend on. No,
What?
I guess that doesn't depend on that. So I'd say I guess it kind of depends on like how needy your dog is. But even then, that's just more evidence towards like, yeah, okay, I get it. Though I will say, when you start getting like, I've got too many snakes. I'll say it.
Okay.
I'll say it. I have got too many. I never wanted all this many, but I got attached.
Feel that.
Yeah.
I got attached, and then, like I said, I never planned on ending up with the entirety.
Do we ever plan for this magical ride?
And then I have, so like I actually bought, we were talking about imports earlier.
Yeah.
I got tired of, because I'm a big fan of Biak imports. It brings in new variety. It brings in new genetics. Like it's a great way to bring in new stuff. And we need that because we don't have a native population of green trees. And
we need people like you doing that.
Yeah, true. But what I got tired of was the importers bringing the stuff in. They take it right to the show. They take it right to Morph Market. I mean, I've literally seen people pick stuff up and post it on Morph Market that day. And I'm like, how can you do that? How do you feel comfortable to do that? But they hit them with some flagell and then they're like, whoop, they're good to go.
And then they're dehydrated whenever they give it to them. And then the snake lasts a week and they say, well, that's your problem now. All cells are fine.
Yep. So, and not only that, I also got tired of the people who did hold on to stuff who would be like, I've got this female and look at this awesome OCC. And then all of a sudden they jack the price up and then you get it in and it's not even a female.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what, whatever. I'm
going to do it myself.
I'm going to do it myself. So I had somebody help me. I went straight and cherry picked my own Neos. We got a baker's dozen of them. They're all still here. If that
you went to Germany? You went to Germany?
No.
I thought you cherry picked. What you talking about?
No. The stuff that comes in, like the import, the like Indonesian imports. Yeah.
Go get on a plane. Go meet some people.
No.
No.
My house would fall apart. No, they come in, they bring a whole box full into they bring a whole box full into Florida. And then there's a couple, like I know a couple of good importers that go, or not, they're not importers. I guess they're the people who buy from the importers and then sell. You've got the good people, and I do think that there are some good people. And then you've got Shitalski that's out here, like, you know how he is.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I just shook my head. I thought you were just making up a name because that sounded made up.
No. His name's
not
actually.
Sir, you sound like a made up name.
I think it's Swissalski, something.
You sound like
that.
A mushroom variant. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I just call him Shitalski. So because he's got a rap sheet. But anyway,
I would like to plug somebody who I think is doing it rather well, and she's a lady. And
you should have her on the
Miss
pod.
Morelia would be. I mean, she is. I think you're gonna love her. I really do. She's awesome. Everything that you've.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But everything that you just said is what she's about, and she's extremely educated and super humble.
Yeah.
But
I got tired of it, and I have heard, you hear horror stories of people that they're like, well, yeah, I love this species. I got one from a show once, but it didn't last very long.
And then it's a bad rep on the species, and it's because of the seller. Yep. So what we've realized, and I don't know where you're at, and obviously it looks like you're moving towards the direction of doing it the right, like being a source for that. To where you can get to where it's reputable. Like
no. I did it because for selfish reasons, I wanted to cherry pick. So because I have all of my Biak girls, this is the three right here. They're all, eventually they're going to get up in age, and I don't like to just breed something to death. So they'll retire into their fat, comfy lives. But I do want to have plenty of Biocs so that I can have US produced Biocs to offer at shows and stuff like that. But that starts with getting good females. I've got great males. But I was tired of people are like, oh, look at this Bioc female. I'm going to bump the price up to $2,000 for an import that's probably not sexed properly. So we basically, I cherry picked from the fresh imports, 13 of them. And I mean, they're literally in this room. If that tells you, they went through the entire quarantine process. I personally treated them for parasites. I checked for parasites after the treatment and retreated them if they needed. They've had like 3 NIDO tests. They've gone through all their entire quarantine process. And now I've picked the ones that I want and the rest need to get out of my house. And my husband's like, we should keep all of them. We have a mighty army. And I'm like,
yes.
No.
Yeah.
No. That's too, it's too many. It's something that can get out of my rack. So I'm actually really excited to be able to bring those to Atlanta and even to Daytona to be able to offer some and be like, and here he's thumbs upping. We're not keeping all of them.
Yes. Look, he's like, this will be my line, the hubbies collection.
But I'm really excited to be able to bring those to the shows.
Yeah.
Because it, you know, like, yeah, they'll be a little bit more expensive than the $300 imports, but also like this one I can put my name on. And if something happens to this, you come and tell me and we'll figure out what happened.
Right. So my question is, and this is something that I personally feel that we as a community could do. Obviously not, I mean, we don't allow anything wild caught here. Like it's just nothing wild caught, period, end of story. So that we don't even have to worry about a lot of those things. So that being said, one thing that I feel that we could do better in the hobby, and you could totally disagree with this, and I would love to hear your point, is that if it's wild caught, say that it's wild caught. Be upfront about it's wild caught. Don't put it up for sale and don't have, you know, wild caught on it, even if it's long-term wild caught, and say it was brought in at this time instead of just long-term. I mean, there's just got to be a standard set, in my opinion, because there needs to be a difference between the way that you're doing things and the way that another company might be doing it, where they're doing what you said. They get them in one day and the next day they're selling them. If that.
Oh no. It froze. I don't know if it froze for anybody else. It froze for me. Wait. Somebody pop in the comments and tell me who's frozen. Is it me or is it them? Oh no. Is it me? Marcus, is it me frozen or is it them frozen? They froze. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Guys, okay. I don't know what's to do. Stacy, Rob, if y'all can hear me, pop out, pop back in. Try kicking them out and bringing them back. They're okay. So maybe they did maybe hear me say pop out, pop back in. So we'll get back to that in just a second, I guess. Hi, friends. I didn't know what to do. I'm just kind of by myself. We were mid conversation and I'm just kind of here. So, what's up, guys? Hopefully they'll pop back in soon. I have a feeling that I know where he was going with that statement. Hopefully they didn't lose internet access, but I do have a feeling that I know where they were going with that statement. Talking about needing a little bit of a better way to go about labeling things. I didn't know that that was an issue in the carpet world, but I honestly don't think it's that much of an issue in the green tree world. I don't know. Y'all can pop in the comments. I'm going to message them really quickly and make sure that their internet didn't go out. Thank you, Katie. I really appreciate it. I worked very hard for it. I love my kids. Okay, I just let them know that they can pop back in. But gosh, I hate to like reiterate like if they're gonna come back in. But I will say, just in case they don't come back in and they can kind of like pop in and watch this later. I think I know where he was talking about in the green trees. You really have your long-term captives, which could mean that they would, oh yeah, their internet's kicked out. So they may not be coming back on, you guys. Dang, we didn't really get to talk about carpet pythons very a lot. They're trying to come back in. Listings as wild caught isn't an issue with carpet since we aren't importing from Australia. Yeah, I mean, they're definitely still importing from in obviously Indonesia. You've got a whole lot of like farms and stuff. I think from my understanding, and this could be wrong information, because I think that they kind of went back and forth on it for a little bit. If somebody's in the comments and knows this for sure, let me know. But I know that there was a lot of talk about it becoming like what actually catching, like taking from the wild and immediately taking to sell is no longer allowed in Indonesia, which it shouldn't be. Now, however, they do take from the wild and they will put them into the farms in Indonesia. And then that's where you get the terms farm bred or, farm raised, because, and those are two different things. If farm raised is, oh, they went out and they caught a pregnant or a gravid female, that female laid eggs in the farm, those animals were farm raised. And then you've got, farm bred, which is, those animals came from already established animals that they are now breeding. So is there an issue with labeling? I don't think so, because I don't think that anything that says wild caught, if it's wild caught, it is probably still in the farm at some point in time. But, we're always going to have imports until they call it quitsies on that. So I think it's important. I think it's a good way to get new blood in, but Katie said props to extending quarantine testing, treating. Yeah. Well, a lot of that too is like, the intention of the animals that I bought were not necessarily to, like, my intention was not to buy them and then to turn around and sell them. Because I actually don't think that they're, especially when you're competing with other, not importers. Importers is not the right word. The people that buy from the importers, and you see them posted on MORPHMARKET 600, 700, 800, and that kind of stuff like that. I think that it's hard to compete with that, especially the people who sell them at shows for like dirt cheap. I saw a Neo. I wish I still had a picture of it. It was at Daytona last year. Robert said he's trying to restart the internet. He said the link isn't working. The link should work. I can try to resend it really quickly, but the link should work. But we were at Daytona, and I kid you not, I have never in my life seen somebody take such a tiny animal to Daytona. It's nuts. Oh, look. Ta-da! You're back. I'm just sitting here yapping because I was like, I don't know what to talk about. We didn't really talk about
no, like the lights. Yeah, I don't know if you could hear the thunder and lightning the thunder that's been happening while we were talking, because it's been thundering, and I'm like watching the lightning while we're chatting, and then the lights just went whoop, whoop, and like cut out, and then the internet was like pew.
Oh
no.
I
was like, come back.
Well, that's what I was just kind of yapping, and I was saying that I think I understand the point that you were going to before we got cut off was that the standardizing the terminology and not advertising something as wild caught if it's only been in for like a day or so, and just being a little bit more truthful about that. Is that where you were going with that?
Or just put that it's wild caught. That's all. Yeah. So that new people walking in. It's like, because this is what I've heard. It's not what I assume. This is what I have heard and been told by people without this shirt on. whenever I'm walking around. I'm not going to say who it is or where it was, but I'll walk to shows and I'm like, well, why is this one so much cheaper than the one over there? Oh, they're just greedy and want more money.
Yep, I've heard that. I have heard that out. I had somebody tell me that. I was literally standing and looking at, I'm not going to name names, but I was standing in Daytona and looking at just like the quality of what they had. And somebody literally standing right next to me said, oh, there's a table over there that's got one listed for like $2,000. And someone's like, yeah, they're just greedy. And I was like, I'm standing right here. That was mine. That was mine.
Well, yeah, you didn't know that you're just greedy, and
I know.
your time's worth nothing, and your quality's worth nothing. And I'm sorry, that should not be a clip. Do not clip that and put it somewhere else. That was a joke.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, it is
So
definitely worth that.
I don't think that necessarily, from what I've seen, especially at least with the green trees, if they're wild caught, they will. A lot of people will say wild caught. What I find, what seems to be a lot of trickery, is people will say captive bred. That
they got a pregnant female, and
that does not. Well, see, here's the thing, though, and this is what I've tried to preach to people. And I was asking in the comments, or I was asking somebody to tell me, because I don't know anything about carpet pythons, as to whether they're imported or not. Somebody said that they are not imported, and then someone else said that
they are.
Some of them are still imported.
IJs or Popwins. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said it, because I was going to butcher it trying to say it.
Popwins?
I think I would have said quiet or something like that.
So they're the same thing. If you ever hear, just for anybody in here that wants to know about carpet pythons, if you ever hear IJ or Irinjaya, you can replace that with Popwin carpet pythons. Wow. They're the same thing. It used to be called Irinjaya. We have a really old globe like that you spin on the desk, and literally it still says Irinjaya. That is now called Papua. There's a whole like discussion about, oh, they're not IJs, they're Popwins, whatever. Tomato.
But
go ahead.
But see, the problem with the whole captive bred thing is there is farms, a farm in Indonesia still. Those animals that come from that farm, they're imported, but they're captive bred to an extent. Sometimes you'll see, and that's what I was saying, you'll see people say captive hatched.
Yeah.
They went and caught a gravid female, and that female laid and those eggs were hatched. But a lot of times they just say CB, captive bred. And a lot of people, they get that confused with meaning that person produced that animal. So that I can't tell you how many times I've seen people and they're like, oh, this animal was produced by this. And I'm like, they don't breed. They do not breed chondros.
Now I don't know, but I'm not in the green tree game. Okay. So it's against the law to catch wild caught green trees and send them to the United States. Yeah. Or
I am from my understanding. Yes.
Good.
I know that
so it is legal. It is legal for a few licenses to be able to send over captive animals. So you're telling me that there's no reason that those people would send out guys to go and catch wild caught animals and then sell them under the guise of, I hatched these. That's not possible.
It is definitely possible. And a lot of times what you'll see, because I can't tell you how many times I have seen where people will, all of a sudden they've got these adult animals that are long-term captives. And I'm like, okay, so that animal was either caught gravid, laid, they're done with it. Something went wrong, or it was caught and then they bred it a whole bunch of times. But now that it's a long-term captive, they're like, oh, we'll sell it. So yeah, it's the whole import thing with green trees. What I tell people is if you're at a table and you see a whole bunch of different species.
I love her so much.
Yeah.
What she's about to say.
You see a whole bunch of different species, you just go the other way.
Hang on. There are some people, and one is he used to be a mentor to me, who they do an excellent job of breeding a whole lot of animals.
Yeah, but
honestly, I think that his sales aren't very good because it makes him look like a flipper.
We're talking about I ain't gonna name names. I ain't gonna name names, but we're talking about a whole bunch of people. Also, if you ever see a green tree and there's no tag, I'm sorry, I don't know a single breeder, unless you've buying it secondhand from somebody. Like all of these animals, they have a tag. I know their tag. This is JL 2111. This is JL 1912. You know, I can just keep going, unless they're like the import animals. I can just keep going. They're tagged. There's a tag associated. There's a
you're saying like a tag on the box, not like an actual like.
There's a tag associated to the animal. So like me.
Okay.
So for instance,
I just wanted to clarify for the people at home.
No, you're good. So like anytime anybody buys an animal from me that I've produced, there's a tag associated. So like cool. this is backwards 2602, 2603, 2605, and then my initials. You know, I've got an animal, this one JL, these two are JLs because they're John Leckie. This one is a CF animal because it's Christian Stewart. There's a tag associated with it. This is a tab animal, which is Thomas Budway. So if you don't see that, if somebody's selling a green tree to you and you don't see a tag, they did not produce it and is not produced in the US. Period.
So I want to learn from as many industries as I can, you know, while we move forward in this. And I feel like that's a really, like we do I learned the numbers tag from, you know, seeing Germany do it, and then now Paul, or the UK pythons. So should we do like the animals that we produce and the animals that our curators produce that we raise? Should we put an MFA tag on it? Like, do you think that would be?
I don't know how it works with carpet pythons. I know that I've talked to a couple people in the carpet
it doesn't work.
pythons.
It doesn't work. There's no like.
Yeah, and from what I understand, like they're not so much about like the tags as they are like, hey, this is from Scattershot, or this is from, you know, Balin.
But there's been a lot, and I've talked to you know, Nick about this, and there are people who will literally try to sell animals, and he knows he did not produce that animal, but they'll use his name. So there's no tag. They'll literally put it on there. Oh no, it was produced by Nick, and they don't even know who Nick Mutton is. They just use the first name.
Yeah, but Nick would have. That's the thing is, it's so all the green tree people do that. So like I recently got ball pythons for the kids, and I asked you know, who I got the ball pythons from MJ, and I'm like, do these have tags? Like, do they have ID numbers? And he's like, no, they don't do that. So I think it's a useful system for sure. 100%. I think it puts your stamp, your label, your like, that's your thing on it. So I think that it would be helpful for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
and then at least if they do change hands, if that tag does follow, because it will, you know, at least once, I would imagine out of 10, that at least that one person that it goes to another home, and because we can't help that, like it's gonna happen, and even though nobody wants that, we always want to keep track of the animals. You know, things happen, people pass away. If that tag is on their cage or on their enclosure, at least then they'll know who to reach out to. Maybe, yeah, you know, if they ask somebody in the industry, they'll see MFA and they might be like, oh, well, we know who that is. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a good thing to do. Even then, though, I will say the tags get lost. So like I had one of my clutches back in 2024. I split that clutch with somebody. He ended up trading several, like most of those babies, to somebody who was building cages. Well, that person kept them for like 6 months, and then I guess decided he got out of it and took them to a reptile shop. And then I had somebody who contacted me recently, was like, hey, I purchased this animal from a reptile shop, and I did a lot of like back digging to try to figure out, they sold it to me as an import. And they were like, do you know this animal? I was like, I literally produced that. I literally hatched that animal in my house. That is not an import.
I will say kudos to them.
Yeah, they got a hell of a deal.
Well, I was saying kudos to them because they're assuming the lowest value possible right? Instead of saying, oh no, this is a super fancy, designer produced by MJ himself, like at least they didn't go that route. I think I would prefer somebody to under promise and over deliver than the other way around.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. So, I mean, the tags are helpful, I think, when purchasing like originally. And again, it's to keep up with,
lineage.
Like knowing, lineage, but also knowing. And that's like I said, if you go to any booth at Daytona, Atlanta, Tenley, and you ask this person, where did this come from? And they tell you captive bred, that's like almost sure sign. It's a import. Most of the people who produce them are going to say US captive bred or UK captive bred.
Okay.
So because that's a really big distinguishing factor versus they'll just say captive bred. And if you ask any questions, they're going to be like, I literally saw, that's what I was telling before y'all pop back in. I literally saw one at Daytona last year that I was like, there's no way this animal has had more than maybe 1 or 2 sheds.
And Daytona's not supposed to allow wild caught.
I'm telling
animals.
you, this animal. So, like, first of all, baby green.
Hey, can we just talk about? Isn't that Wayne's rule? No wild caught stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that man is like, there's no gray area.
But unfortunately, the whole wild caught thing is a gray area because. So I can tell you the babies that the booth was selling. So like how I said, hey, there's no way that this animal has had more than maybe a shed or 2. It wouldn't have been a captive, or it wouldn't have been a wild caught animal. It would have been a captive born or captive hatched animal.
So Wayne, whenever I let him know that we did not produce the animals, like probably 50% of the animals at the time when we did our first show with him, he said, well, then don't bring them. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, because if you didn't produce them, don't bring them. I want good captive bred animals. I was like, Mr. Hill, they're carpet pythons from Australia. And he's like, I don't care where they're from. I said, no, that's what I'm saying is you can't get them from Australia. I was like, they are definitely captive bred, Mr. Wayne. And I literally had to like go and collect who I got them from and have like signed, like, this is who I purchased from, this is who produced them, this is everything. Like, I have all this. I'm not just collecting these things and flipping them. Like, this is an entire, like, we stand by our animals. I swear, Mr. Wayne. And once we got there and he gave us a chance, he saw what we do and how we do it. Like, but then I got there and I'm walking around and I see some of these animals and I'm like, Mr. Wayne. But I'm not ever gonna tattle, but it's like, that thing still has Indonesian dirt underneath its nails. I know it. But
so I literally, and that's another thing too, is there's so much that slips by at shows. It's disgusting. So I went, it wasn't last year, it was the year before, and I was in the market for some Biak females. So I went by to the one of the back in the corner table. And
you can't say places.
I said back in the corner. There's 2 rooms with 2 back corners.
Okay, that's fine.
Anyway, I went back there and they had 2 Biak females, and I said, I will purchase both of these. Thank you. And I said, I asked them, I said, do you have a probe? And they said, a what?
Oh,
I was
God.
like, a probe? And they're like, no. So I was like, okay. So I took them straight back to my table, proceeded to probe it. I was like, well, these are both males. So, and one of them had like a really severe mouth rot that you couldn't see because it's like, it was tucked in, like severe mouth rot. And I took him back to the table. I was like, look, I want to show you something. I said, for starters, this one has serious mouth rot going on. It needs attention. It needs
Yeah.
to be treated. Secondly, I said, these are both males. And they're like, are you sure? And I was like, and I showed them and they were like, this is a male. This is a male probe. Did you probe these animals? Oh, no, you can feel these animals and you can pop them.
Oh, so they have broken spines too. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And the funny thing is, I saw somebody walking around with the one that had mouth rot.
So they stuck it right back on the table. But in that place, is it on you for not bringing that up? I know that. No, I'm saying for not bringing that up to the show promoter.
I should have said something to Wayne.
But we don't want to create drama, do we?
No, I should have said something to Wayne. 110%. And if it ever happens again, I will.
But
I did say something to Wayne about like I said, it was a tiny Neo slithering around. I literally have babies that hatched out last week that are larger.
That's crazy.
There was no way that eats. And I said something. I did go back by and it was gone.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if it was gone because somebody bought it or because they put it back.
Yeah.
So it's having show promoters like, I would pay an extra $100 for my table if that meant that a show promoter, an extra, tell me the price. Mm-hmm. For my tables, for the show promoter to be able to afford somebody like you to go through with no bias other than good, healthy animals at this show, because they get overwhelmed. And I see it. I'm really close with a lot of show promoters, and look, I know that they want best for their shows. I know that. At the end of the day, if they don't make money, then we don't have a place to go and experience and connect. But the hard truth is that some of the people that it's the most profitable in the entire, that business model is too profitable to break. You have to call it out and weed it, or it will continue to grow.
Nothing stops. That's like those people when I handed them those animals back, I watched them put them back behind the table.
Mm-hmm. You have to remove them. You have to be able to trust. Look, if heaven forbid we ever took on, doing a show, it would, if we did not trust the people that were there selling to the customers that we're advertising to bring in, mm-hmm. the new people into the hobby, how many people would have been amazing at this hobby and pushed this and it discovered new things, but they had an experience where they bought that green tree and it died 2 days later. And then they said, oh, well, it's your fault. Yeah. You're the one who gave it Nido. The one.
Yeah. And that's, there was another show in Daytona where I watched, there was a whole bunch of, it was another one of the whole bunch of people's, and I sitting here looking, and I don't touch. I'm very like, I don't want to touch anything.
It takes the fun out of it. Like, because we're worried about these things.
Yes. And so I am a no touchy, and I don't like to get I don't want something brushing up against my pant leg, like their tablecloths or anything. I don't want to bring anything home. So, and I'm sitting here looking, and she was like, that's a great Biak. It's mite phase. And I was like, yeah, it's mite something.
Yeah.
So I was like, these are moving. Are you aware that these are moving? And she just looks and she was like, and she tossed it. She tossed it on the table behind her. It literally almost fell off the table. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, immediately disinfecting everything, because I was like, you just slung everything.
This is turning into how can we help the reptile community? I know. We're getting off on, man, me and you are bad.
So much of it. I have seen so much of it. And I will say almost all of the stuff that I see, it comes from the people who were like, I just want stuff to sell stuff.
Yeah.
versus, not, like I'll tell you, I'll be the first person to tell you. I am an open book. That's why everyone's like, why did you tell people that those animals that you bought have nido? Because what the fuck am I going to keep? This needs education. Doesn't need hidden. There are too many people in carpet pythons, green trees.
It's everywhere. You can just say everywhere.
They have
Everywhere.
nido, and they're like, I don't want people to know this. And I'm like, educate so people know and the stuff doesn't get passed around. So when I got these Beox, and this is half the reason why we call them the mighty Beox, and thank the Lord they were in quarantine, because what came a creeping and a crawling.
Yeah.
And I hate bugs. I've never hated anything so much in my life. I scrubbed my skin off during that process. But like, that's the annoying thing, is because you can literally, like, these people get these imports in, they bathe them, they give them like one mite treatment, and it doesn't work because you have to treat over several generations, because they're like lice. It's like lice. And I literally, at the same time that we were going through like the mites with this, the daycare is like, you need to check Owen's head for, and I was like, don't do this to me. I'm already freaking out. Don't do this to me.
No more bugs.
I can't handle bugs. So, but like that stuff happens. So if you go to a show, I promise you those animals are going to look clean, but there's a good chance that you're going to get them home.
You can't see the babies. Like, you can't see the...
No, until it's all of a sudden an
treat what I tell everybody is treat everything like it's contaminated. If you're buying an animal from me, it's coming with a cage from the show, an enclosure, and they're like, well, how long do I quarantine? Until you know what I do. Until you know that we sent you an animal that is pest-free, virus-free, that is shedding, pooping, eating, doing everything that we've promised. And then if you feel that it's secure, then you can, because it's not coming back on me. What is this?
I just got handed this.
Hubby's Holdbacks, new business name. There you go. You can have it. Hubby's
We're
Holdbacks.
not keeping all of those. Okay. Listen, I
keeping.
have
just say it with me. Holding them back. It's not
been
keeping.
Here for a year.
Yeah, they're just still holding them back. That's not keeping. That's just holding back.
I will say, I don't think that anything is wrong with imports. I will say that. Again, I think
we need fresh blood.
But there's a way to do it, and there's a way not to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. That's everything in life, though, isn't it? There is a way to do, like, what we do by definition is flipping. We buy animals from our people that breed. Now, it's a very different definition, but if you take out all of the extra stuff which we do, at the end of the day, we buy animals and then we resell them. That you can take out of context, or you can take it's only that, and it's flipping.
You're also buying, though, like, y'all buy from other countries and stuff like that, stuff that people are not going to just be able to get here. Like, don't get me wrong, if there was an endless source for, the line that I brought in is called the King line. It's a high yellow line. If there was an endless source of those, and if they weren't coming in flaming fucking nido positive, I would love to. I can't tell you how many people reached out to me and they were like, I really want one. I've wanted one for a really long time, but I didn't have the means to bring something in from another country. Can I buy one? And so if I was able to bring in a bunch of babies all at once, like over and over and over again, and distribute them out, yeah, sure. Like, that makes sense. Same thing with, I have a good friend that is doing something similar with Amazon basin tree boa, emerald tree boas.
Okay. Yeah.
He is actually getting them from a breeder, not wild caught, but a breeder from where they normally come from. So, and he gets them in, establishes them, and because there's not a whole lot of Amazon, or not a whole lot of, basins out there. I said Amazon basins.
I'm just going to shake my head. And if it's not carpets, I'm pretty much like,
But that's the point. And like, so admittedly, I've seen a lot of, I wish I had saved them. I had the thought to myself that I should have saved them. I have seen some of the carpet pythons that are like just insane looking. I think they're from like star pythons or something like that. And I'm like, I don't see anybody doing stuff there like that here. So if you can bring those things in and then distribute them to people who wouldn't normally have access from, I don't think that I would consider that flipping.
Yeah. And so whenever he started, so you can get them from him. He found a way to be able to put them on MORPHMARKET and sell them by shipping date. So he's figured out that. So we still bring in a few from him, but our partnership is with Paul Harris, UK Pythons, who's like the grandfather of carpets. We are super blessed to have this partnership. It's the same partnership that Nick Mutton had with him, but now it's with us, which is a huge, like, that's so big for us. And he's getting ready to retire, but he understands, and he's helping us to set up to finalize our curators. So the majority of what we'll have and into the future is not from overseas, because we've already gotten a bunch from Star Python. We're continually getting a lot from UK Pythons, and our curators have gotten a lot of both of their stuff. And they'll be breeding them here, and we buy them immediately out of the egg from our curators. So then we raise them. We make sure that they're eating, that they're shed out. We have an entire system just for those babies, with, like you said, ID tags that are special for those curators, so they'll know which babies they produced. And we've already started to build out the website to where each curator will have a story if they so feel. Like, some curators are just, I'm pet owner and I have one and I know like people, so me not want to put my face on there. And then others are like, I have my own business. I want to be shouted out and called out on your website. Yeah. Please put me there. So it's very intricate. It's very different. And hopefully we can inspire other people to do similar, because I think that, and this is an unpopular opinion maybe, I think that not everybody, how do I say it? It's
not everyone who breeds should sell, and not everyone who sells should breed.
Yeah.
Well, and they do that. It's the same thing that happened. Like chondros, it happens too. I can't tell you how, and it happens for different reasons. And it's, it could be something as similar as like, maybe somebody is inexperienced and they get a bunch of eggs and they're like, oh, this is, I don't think I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Not having any luck with this. So maybe they say, hey, okay, I'm going to sell it to you as a lot. And then, you do what you want. Or, y'all do go to shows. Y'all do have a bigger name too. And it could be good for some people if they're sitting here and they're like, okay, well, so I actually don't have a following. I don't have anything that, I don't have I don't have a way to get my stuff out there. So I'll sell it to you. Just please make sure that my name is being said when you sell it as well, because that then gives you,
it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah, it's mutually beneficial.
But they also have the option. Okay, so, well, I guess we'll get into it. I mean, the curator. I swore we came into this and I was like, babe, I'm not going to talk. I'm going to sit there. This is your day. This is your podcast.
I said that I would be impressed if that happened.
Not fair. She kept asking me. All right.
I just think it's impossible for him not
to. It's not. I swear. I could shut up.
Could you?
No.
I get the feeling that you could not. I'm sorry.
Facts. Carly speaks the truth.
Yeah.
She gets it. She knows what's up. It's true. Yep.
Tell her about the curator program.
Oh, what? I thought we already talked about it, though. We already kind of.
Anyway, they get a percentage. So if they come to the show and they sell the animal themselves, and they produced it, they get 50% of the profit. And I bought them for $100 immediately out of the egg. They get 50% of the profit. So if you spend more at the beginning, you have higher end animals, you get higher. If they're not at the show, then they get 30% if it's their animal. Mm-hmm. And then once they're a bona fide curator, if they come to the show or they're at home, they get 10% of the profit, whether they're at home.
Yeah.
If they find the customer, that's their percentage. So we built a way to where they don't have the overhead cost or the risk, because it's a lot of people. I mean, it gives people the opportunity. And I didn't mean to do this. This just kind of fell into our lap. And it gives people the opportunity that want the entire process and the whole cycle, but don't want their life to be like oriented around it, because it's a slippery slope. Like we talked about, like once you have one clutch and this was a good feeling, maybe 3 clutches.
Well, it's also a lot. I have heard people say that I disagree, but I have heard people say that they think that the fun part is breeding the animals and getting eggs and stuff, but not like seeing the babies, but they don't want to do the hard part. I mean, I will admit I've got more babies than I wanted to. It has happened every single year lately where I'm like, okay, I have this many pairs. I'm going to see which pairs vibe together. And then the ones that are going strong will continue with. And I don't really want, like, I might have 5 pairs, but there's no way that all 5 of those pairs go. And then
all 5 went. All 6 went.
Yeah, I literally at one point in time, like this past year, I had already gotten 3 clutches, and I was like, okay, I'm done. And so at the end, I had pulled the males for 2 females, and one of them they only locked twice. They were only in
100% success rate.
They were only in for a week, and I was like, no, I'm done. We're done. And sure enough, like the first female, I was literally looking at her. It was feeding day, and you can just tell, like once you get to a point where like you've been breeding them really well, you can just tell. And I was looking, and I was like, no. No.
Tell us more about your privilege.
Listen, but it's, I've got those babies, especially chondro babies.
What?
They're hard. They're hard.
Oh, I've heard.
Really
I wasn't going to say it. But I got told by a friend whenever he sent me some rough scales that they were like carpets to get started. Morelia carinata. And I was told they like green trees. And I was like, I don't want to start green trees ever. That's not what I want to do.
Green trees, I have had some clutches. The first year I bred green trees, every single one of those babies ate first time right out the rip, unscented. And I was like,
wow.
Okay.
and then the second year I produced, the same thing happened. And I was like, my time's coming. I know that it's coming. I'm humble enough to know that my time is coming. My time is this year.
Whenever you have all the clutches.
Yeah. So it literally, it can be sometimes, I'm in there only 30 minutes, and sometimes I'm in there 3 hours a night.
So we have some very special people in our life. And one of them is who I will suggest. I don't know if she'll come on the podcast, but I'm going to do everything that I can to get her on here. Lori with Wilder Genetic Grimoire now. Yeah. And she is cutting her teeth with parthensis. Yes. Yeah. Antaresia parthensis, the pygmy pythons.
Anthill or pygmy pythons.
Which we failed the first year. And the second year I tried to start, and then my live mouse colony went down because I only had one colony just for them. And my local breeder makes super mice. The pinkies come out the size of fuzzies. And I'm like, dude, I see that it's red hot. How is it so big? He's like, it was born 3 hours ago. I just took it off mom. And I was like, I see it's red, but it's the size of a fuzzy. What's going on? He's like, yeah, man, I had this guy. Anyway, short story long. Yeah, I sent it to one of our curators, and I was like, hey, I'll make you a deal. If you get these started, you can have some. And so he has done well. He's got half of them still alive, which is better than me. And so pygmy pythons are famously I don't know where I'm going with this.
You
But
were-
I've tried
you were
pygmies.
saying That Lori is,
And Lori's really, really good. And I would love for you to interview Lori
That's
because you would
awesome, yeah.
love her. Oh my God. Her and her husband,
Talk
John.
to her, get her in here. I see that
Best
she's
people.
in the chat. I think
Yeah.
so.
Oh, yeah. They're better than what I'm leading on, I promise.
and
Listen,
they keep a lot of different species too, so they have a lot of experience with a variety of things.
Yeah.
I will say I've never lost a baby after it's been hatched.
Go get some Perthensis.
Okay. Well, no, that's great. That's
I don't
awesome.
want So
But they're
I've never-
little. They don't take much room.
I've never lost one since. So like I'm very persistent. I'm also one of those people that like there's a lot of people who are out here assisting pinky heads.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For
Perthensis, it's like
No, you're
it's
gonna
like,
get the whole pinky. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to do. We're gonna do that.
they're this big. You have to feed them mice tails.
That's nuts. So I can understand where people wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah.
MJ had he had 75 babies, I think, last year.
Got them all, didn't
75
they?
No, I mean, no, he's I think he had some runners. Those are the worst. The ones that like you go in to try to like feed
Yes.
them,
They're
like,
scared.
And they're
"Woo,
scared of
woo,
it.
woo." Yeah. So I cannot imagine having that many. And I will also say I do think that he gets up super early and feeds them. I am not a morning person and I do not have the patience to do baby chondros at the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah. It's a never-ending battle. I feel like I try so hard to be a morning person, like, because Robert is like, as soon as it's like his body is aligned with the sun, because as soon as the sun cracks into the day, he's like, what are we doing today? Let's get to work. Come on, babe. I'm gonna start the coffee.
I know. I'm sitting here and I'm like, stop talking. Turn the lights. Greg turns all the lights in the house on. And I'm walking out like the big lights. I'm walking
That's
out.
passive aggressive.
Like snapping the lights off.
Aggressive.
And he's like, I can't see. I'm like, there's a lamp. We have a lamp in the kitchen. Turn the lamp
don't
on.
need the big light. It's not necessary.
Big lights are never necessary.
Ever. No.
Never ever.
No.
But she'll stay up, Carly. She'll stay up all night. And
I don't do
literally-
that either. I just like sleep. I am a like go to bed at 9:30.
And you're not a normal morning person.
In my defense, the 1-year-old doesn't understand that he can sleep through the night.
Okay.
Okay.
So he still likes to wake up sometimes twice a night.
Yeah.
And he's old enough now that he's found his voice, and we're not talking like the crying, like, oh my God, I'm so sad you've left me in my crib. Woe is me. No, we're talking the demonic exorcism.
He's
what is
angry.
coming out of this child's mouth. So
Yeah.
in my defense, I just like my sleep at this point because it's usually interrupted.
Carly, that's totally valid.
So yeah,
Totally
but no. So I can understand how somebody wouldn't want to do basically the hard work because that's what everyone will say. Oh, the babies are here now. The hard work starts, and they're like, I just want to do the fun part. So and not only that, but going to shows and doing all that stuff, paying the permits, getting the show equipment, even
taking the risk of bringing your animals to the show.
Oh my God. I know I've got a whole separate thing set up because I'm like, I'm already like, I am the first person. It always comes off as bitchy. It always does. But people will come in, they're like,
this is the segment where Carly bitches.
Yeah, they're like, oh, can I look at your snakes? And they're holding a snake they just bought. Let me set this down. I'm like, get it off.
We were just talking about that.
I'm like, I respectfully get it off. And if I can stop somebody before they do it, I'm like, do not set that down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do not set that down. And if somebody's walking around, we get the weirdos that are walking around with their ball pythons that they just purchased. And I'm like, take 5 steps back.
I will talk to, we do our best at every show that somebody greets everybody walking by, right? Unless they're holding an animal around. If they're free handling an animal around the show and they're still looking, I'm like, you don't have to say hi to them. and that really sucks because they don't know. They want to have fun. Yeah. That was me. that person was definitely me because I was ignorant. And
I am also like, I don't leave, which I haven't taken a whole lot of. This is the first year that I am actually taking, like I've got like 13 chondros I'm bringing. Maybe more.
Maybe. And they're all wild caught or
no.
mix?
I have US produced animals that I will be bringing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
I have a friend that needs some males, so please.
I have shed. That's literally
how accurate those things are. Accurate? They're you believe in 100%?
We're gonna see. Do you know anything?
They better.
We're really gonna see. So let me see if I can pull the picture up. I don't know how familiar you are with sexing chondros. So like the previous way to do it was either you probed them or you waited until they were large enough that they basically show. Yes. Okay. So look at this. This literally happened today and I'm like super excited about it. So I'm like showing everybody.
Oh, that's bugs.
Wow,
oh, that's not a big snake.
This is a baby's first shed.
Wow.
Homeboy is your star breeder. Don't sell that one. Oh my God. He could breed an anaconda. Look at that.
He's a stud.
Your first green tree retix. That male.
I literally sent this to so many people and they were like, I sent it to them. I didn't tell them what it was. I sent them and I was like, do you think I got a boy? And they were like, oh yeah, how old is that animal? I was like, a week.
Yeah. So he took one look at that scrub female of yours and was like, I've got big plans.
I mean, like, I don't think people really understand how small. You can see my fingerprint.
Yeah, I see how instantly I said, holy, that's a small snake.
Itty bitty. But I literally, I am still gonna send this shed in, and they would be blown. Like, that's the best test of time. Because like if that comes back anything other than male, I'm concerned.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but I do think that
you should send
working on it for a while.
What if you send some tests, some sheds? I don't know how expensive it is, but wouldn't it be a good idea to send some proven female sheds and some proven male sheds in the mix that you know? Wouldn't that be?
And people have been doing. That's the thing is like we actually, and it's Phenome. I absolutely love them.
That's not RGI.
No, Phenome is the one that
I didn't know if that was
RGI it offers it. Yes, Phenome is the first one. So like for instance, like this animal, like I've got this shed packaged up. I don't have with RGI you have to have additional sheds. So like you have to have the father and a paternal male relative.
Okay.
As well. So Phenome
is Phenome the one that's using AI to actually build out and they keep it stored like all of the genetic? That way, if they come out with more tests, you can go back later. I heard about them.
They're working on it. I actually just got done sending them. I sent them a mail to. They approached me and they said we need a mail so that we could get blood to work on like their genome project. So they're working on a whole bunch of stuff. But
I love that.
But yeah, I've been collecting sheds. I literally probably have 50 sitting here right next to me. Because all of the babies, provided that I got a shed and provided that I was able to process it by the time that the show happened, I will bring, they'll be sexed, but I also will bring another shed. Because that's another thing. It's just like all of my babies have NIDO tests. All of them. All of my babies, they have NIDO tests. They have sheds. I have these fancy little booklets that have like all of the baby's information, all of like the lineage and stuff.
Oh, that's so cute. That's awesome.
So I will send a NIDO test and then I will send an additional shed, even though that I'm going to have it sexed and say, hey, here's another one. I always recommend if you're buying for sex, send another one in. Be double sure. Yeah. So, all of mine will be sex. So I should have a male. So tell him he can come hit me up. I will have everything from.
Who said it was a he?
You did.
I said I have a friend. You assumed that it was a he.
What?
I swear you said he.
It's recorded, so you're probably right. I said he.
I swear you said he's looking for a male.
Okay, I might have said she.
also
I'm
thought you
sorry.
said that.
Okay, I'm wrong. I mean, it's recorded, so if anybody could rewind, she needs a male. There you go.
But anyway, yeah, I'll have a whole bunch, but even like I have a special place that I'm going to put them when they come home. And that's where they're gonna go until I'm certain that nothing crawled home with us.
Yep. Everything is always on paper towels for us. We do clear cups that, I mean, even if I know that, like, we do our best to recycle. But if they poop in the cup, like, we'll wash out and everything. But if they poop or pee, that cup is getting recycled. We are not using that again. If somebody poops in my coffee cup, we ain't using that coffee cup anymore, and I'm kicking that person out. But no. So we'll see you in Daytona, and then what about? Are you gonna make it to California next weekend?
No.
No. Okay.
California.
Okay.
No.
Well, we will bring your spirit.
Are y'all going to Bend in California?
We are. We're
26
going.
hours.
Wow. Are you driving?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't like to drive. Okay. So that was another point that I was getting at with somebody, maybe people who don't want to do shows and stuff like that. You have to consider all of the shit, getting all of the shit to and from places you're going to go. My limit. So like we're about like 6 hours from Daytona. You know, obviously I'm not too far from Atlanta. We're only about 4 hours. Tenley will be my longest haul. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I think it's a really good market.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of people there. I didn't see any US produced green trees this year. I know that there are some people, sometimes. I know that there are sometimes. However, it's not very often.
I wasn't looking specifically for them, but I was looking for anything Morelia. And at Tenley, we saw 2 captive born green trees, and they were
captive born or US
produced.
Okay.
By a guy that, I wish I could remember his name because he was so nice. He's a ball python guy.
This past October?
Just now, last weekend.
June.
Sorry,
not the summer one.
In June,
Yeah.
Last weekend.
Okay. So say there were only like 4 green trees in October, and none of those
2.
were captive.
These were adult proven breeders that were like 12 and 14 years old.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was all the Morelia that we could really find. There was one guy with like 2 carpets, but it was on one of the flipper tables, if by definition, you know.
Do you remember who it was that had the?
I'm not going to call out somebody that I just called a flipper.
We're talking about the
green trees.
Oh, so that's what I want to remember. He's been breeding since 1993. I remember that. It's like got a.
What?
It's not Brandon, is it?
Brandon sounds right. Super sweet guy.
Osborne?
No. Can you have talks with her? I do this.
I don't.
I look.
I do this.
I don't remember.
I don't know. It's a lot. I can imagine not wanting to put your animals at risk. Like I don't leave my animals at the shows.
Okay. Yeah.
It's an extra step, but I will pack mine up, take them in their little deli cups, take them to the hotel where I know that they are safe. I keep the bathroom. I usually keep the bathroom like a little bit warmer, and then like that area stays. I don't know what that is.
Royal Constrictor Designs, and can you see that?
Captive.
What is it?
Let me read it. Here, Stacy likes reading.
That still says captive.
It says captive bred and born. Aru
cross, proven breeder, and then his ID tag is 13-003. So he said it's one that he produced, and this is captive bred and born Aru cross, proven breeder, $1,000, 15-004.
Okay.
But he was a super sweet guy. I can usually smell you know what I'm saying? And he smelled very clean. He's a very nice guy.
Good.
Very nice
That's
guy.
good. I know there's a guy by the name of Dimitri that is up in the Chicago area. He breeds a lot of really nice animals. And I know that he will sometimes bring his animals for sale in Tenley, or at least pick up in Tenley for sure. But other than that, I don't really know of anybody who is doing a whole lot of, like, there's a market for it. Like, and that's how I ended up with a booth at Tenley, because he was quick. But he was like, "What are you selling?" And I was like, "Oh, green trees. Fill this paper out.
Yep.
Fill this paper out. Where's your card?" And I'm like, "Okay."
Yay! So we get to vend with you. That's awesome.
I've got a.
Did you get the hotel already? Are you staying at the venue?
No, I'm not staying at the venue.
Okay.
We're staying across the street, but I'm driving, so I can.
Yeah.
We didn't drive. We did not drive to Tenley. This past October was my first Tenley. We did not drive, so we just kind of like Frogger hopped across the freaking freeway.
Yeah.
Also, we got stuck in Tenley for almost 3 extra days.
Oh, because of the snowstorm. We drove through that. I was like, it's just a storm. Everybody else here is going to be fine. Yeah. My Cajun self has never driven in snow, but boy, did I get a lifetime supply. Oh, it was like apocalypse. There was like vehicles crashed on the side. We had to have cop escorts. We were worried about running out of gas. We had animals, so I had to drive on the shoulder. I was like, Stacy, we can't sit here because the animals will freeze to death. I've got to take a risk and get on the shoulder. I creeped. I mean, I
was so like, we were so desperate. I was sitting here messaging everybody. I messaged Chris from Sea Serpents. I was like, "Man, I will help. Can you just get us close enough to the nearest airport so we can get home?"
Yeah.
Because he goes down the East Coast, and he was like, "Oh, we've already left. I would have taken you. I'm so sorry." So we were just trying so desperately just to get home, and we were just stuck.
I think you had the big puffer on. The big white puffer or something like that.
Cold. Yeah. I go to cold weather.
Yeah. Well, your animals, if you're crossing the street with them, just keep in mind in October, remember it be cold.
Well, and that's why like we're driving, because there's no way, like, I don't know. We looked up the cost as to like flying and freighting all of the like the shit that you need.
With Tracy, as far as the animals, as far as for, sorry, let me back up. MORPHMARKET plug. They do a wonderful job, and Tracy literally handles everything as far as getting your animals in and out. We really considered it, but with us driving, there's just more stuff, right? Because we do have the big booth and all that stuff. So
the way I look at it, I used to drive home to Arkansas. When I moved to South Carolina, I would drive to Arkansas 2 to 3 times a year. It's like a 15-hour drive. And I would just go the same, like go it with 2 dogs. And if I can do that,
Starbucks every 5 hours, you're fine.
Yeah, it's 12 hours to Tenley.
Yep. It's tricky. Some Starbucks close at 8, some at 9. So always make your nighttime Starbucks run at 8.
You got to get that.
Well, and I have a fantastic business partner who she actually drives big trucks. Like that's what she does. I know she's a very small woman. She drives big trucks, and she will literally fly to Charleston because the plane tickets tend to be cheaper. And then we will just she just drives the whole way.
I am full on imagining.
Hand her the keys.
Oh, good.
I hand her the keys and she just drives.
Yeah, that's nice. I wonder how that feels.
It feels great. As someone who also has a personal driver. No, but we when we first started doing shows, that was just that was our main thing. Or I should say, when we first started our business, our main thing was shows. Like we were selling at shows way before we were selling online, and so that was it wasn't like we started out hitting shows hardcore and driving to shows. So it's really just
I remember when we had the rule of 4 hours.
Yeah, like we started out with just like a couple. It was okay, we'll go if it's a couple hours, and then it got a little bit further. We're like, if it's this many hours, we'll go, and then we like went up to that's gonna be
my gosh, 6 hours.
Well, like it was like, whoa, I don't, and then we got up to one that was like, oh, that's like 8 or 10 hours, and it's like, dang. But we've just like slowly, I guess, acclimated to driving that long, and then the more we did it, the more comfortable we got with it, and then it jumped to 12 to 15 hours.
How far is Pomona?
It's like
26 hours.
25, 26 hours. It's a whole day. But it's gotten so normal for us now that it just feels like it's just another road trip. Like it's just another day.
We do our best to do it in one shot. So like we'll leave tomorrow at like 12 or no, Tuesday at 12, and we'll try to get to the Airbnb by evening Wednesday, like afternoon Wednesday. Put the animals up, go have a really good dinner, and then die.
Then we just pass out. Yeah.
I cannot imagine. I get very like, I just get antsy, and I can't sit for that long. I can't drive for that. Like there's nothing that can hold my attention for that long.
Yeah. You just feel cooped up.
Yeah, I couldn't handle that. But it's I don't know. I couldn't do it.
We're excited about it, but this is the super show. This is the super pet show. So like, there's 4 buildings from what we understand. 1 succulents
or plants.
No, succulents. It literally says succulents.
Yes,
I walked. Insane.
Yes, I walked in. I literally walked in, and I was like, "Are we in the right place?" Because this is just all birds.
Yeah, and then there's birds and
I was so confused. Yeah. I was so confused. I am curious now. How far Pomona is.
Oh, from you, 40 hours, 30. Yeah, 40 hours, probably.
That's like
30, 40 hours. Yeah, you
across the.
It's at least 30 hours, but it's probably
34 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You can do it. No problem.
That's a lot.
Hell no.
That's like 6 Starbucks Nitros.
Can you imagine? First of all, I will say I'm already nervous about, because I have taken a few chondros to shows, and to me it feels like it's very hard to compete with the people that are selling the shitty imports, because people are like, why is this one so much when I can go buy that one for like 300? And
buy it, and I'll see you next show.
Yeah, I know, right?
Whatever, you have an empty cage and no animal.
So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, well, these animals are ready, but these are like my higher priced animals. There's no way someone's going to pay this at a show.
Yeah.
So I'm already like on the fence with like some of the stuff. Like don't get me wrong. If I go to Tinley, if I drive all that to Tinley and sell nothing, which granted, I bring other things. I have the stickers. I crochet. I've got shirts that I've got to have. I've got prints that I'm going to have. But if I sold like nothing, I would be so mad. Especially if I drove 34 hours.
Carly, life is about risk. And the more that you can mitigate and handle risk in life, no matter what it is, the more that you are able to be rewarded. So what you are about to do is experience the risk versus reward. Yeah. And I believe that your personality and how nice you are to people and how honest, I think that people across the table are going to see that. And I think that you are going to be so pleased that you took this risk. You took the time away from your family and your loving kids. I don't know if you're bringing them or not.
No.
Okay. Okay. And you took time away to go and do that. And I think that it's going to bring back a reward because you've done everything to prepare for that. And I really think that you're going to do wonderful. Yeah, you know that you're going to do wonderful.
We'll see. This is a busier year where I've got several babies. Granted, several of them are not ready because they're being stubborn. So, but I'm not like I have some that are not ready now. For Atlanta, that they're not going to be ready. Even if they started eating, I got to go feed tonight. Even if they started eating tonight, I have a minimum that it's like my solid minimum, absolutely minimum, is 15 meals before I feel confident to take something and put it in somebody's house.
So that's actually
how
a really good thing. Because that was a big thing for us, industry standard on, you know, how many meals until. And what we found, now it's between 5 to 10 for us. The carpets are different than green trees.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, what matters most, and if I had any advice to give, not that anybody's asking for any advice, but it's not worth it to sell an animal that you're questionable about.
Mm-hmm.
Because every single time, if you have that negative feeling, this world is built on energy and ebbs and flows. And I'm telling you, if you make that judgment call where you're like, if you even have to, Stacy's really, nope, we don't bring it. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am. You're right. Thank you. Needed that.
I know
it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I know people who have sold, you know, green trees at 5 meals. And I'm like, I've literally had them eat 7 meals and then go off of food several weeks.
Again, it's dependent on one species and what you know in confidence.
That as a breeder, if it's in my house, what I don't want to do is send shit back and forth.
Yeah. Do you guarantee your animals will eat whenever they get off the table? Like whenever you sell? Okay, we guarantee that.
I don't guarantee. Well, that's the thing though, is it also depends. I've had animals that were close to 6 months old that I sent, and I'm like, this is a fire feeder. This is an absolute fire feeder. I even in these, I just dropped one, but like in these little booklets, I have, you know, like a little sock that just says, you know, hey, travel and shipping is incredibly stressful when your animal has been aggressively feeding for me without issues. There is always a chance that you can have a hiccup in that pattern and go off food briefly. Give your animal time to settle before bothering it or attempting to feed. A week is typically a good time. Try to avoid oogling at it because a giant face staring at you could be stressful. Don't hesitate to reach out if it does not eat on the first go. Do not wait a substantial amount of time before doing so. So, like, I will flat out say, hey.
That is awesome, man. I'm stealing that.
There's a really good possibility that your animal could go off of food because here's the thing. I will have some animals, typically before animals go, they're in a 6-quart tub.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have some animals that are pushing the limits of the 6-quart tub because every time I move them to a Cambro, they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. Too much space. I cannot.
It's too clear.
Like I cannot. And I've had people who have purchased animals who have gotten it in and they're like, hey, it did not eat for me. And I'm like, okay, so send me a picture. Which I always ask people to send me a picture of what they're going into anyway, if I don't know them. Send me a picture of what it is in. Send me a picture so I can see, is the animal going into shed? Is the animal, have you placed it in a larger enclosure and it's freaking out? Yeah. Have you been aggressively staring at it the entire fucking time?
Yep.
Okay. So we have an amazing community that not only have we helped teach, but there's a lot of incredibly smart people who are in our community. We have a private Discord that with every single purchase, you get a link to this private Discord that then it's 2 stages to make sure that, because there's kids in there that I've promised their parents that are terrified of snakes, but I've used my sales ability to convince them to give little Timmy a try. And Timmy's done all the right things and he's in there. And I've promised that we're going to have a community that's there to support him and you with all questions, because if you go to Google and ask about what's wrong, I always say this, if you go to Google and you say my head hurts and my right toe,
you have cancer
tomorrow. Yeah. Look, how do you know that? Like everybody says that. It's always that. Anyway, so I digress. We have an amazing community. Some of those people that I mentioned earlier are some of the biggest like community leaders in there. We have a need help section. We have a feeding section. We have an enclosure section. And then there's all your other reptiles stay out of my carpets only section. And then there's it's this amazing community that was built because of this guy named Shannon. He is the Lord of the internet is what we call him. And he was like, Robert, you need a Discord. And I was like, but I'm a rule follower and I think Discord is a bad thing. And he's like, no, it's not like that. It's for gaming. Just don't. Well, I was like, I don't game anymore. The Halo Reach. And so that you don't get that. It's sorry. Halo Reach and Halo 3 were like the best games ever, and nothing ever has come close to how amazing that was. Yeah, I said it. Okay, anyway. So anyway, he was like, hey dude, just you're gonna do this. And I was like, nope, I don't know. He said, I'll do it for you, and literally built it. And it has been the single most impactful and community growing thing that we've ever had and never even dreamed of. And whenever I talk to people about like following your dream and like doing things and going and leading with your heart and just laying the groundwork, and if you're honest, then the right people will literally show up in your life and just like, come this way, friend. We know that you can't read very well and you don't know the internet, but we got you, big guy. Yeah. Like, you just wear that mustache and literally show, like, it's incredible. And with her being able to write and get in the community, it's been so awesome. And so Discord
community is definitely really important. I will say, I think it has gotten better. But there has been times in the past when like the green tree community hasn't been super welcoming. Like I will see people post.
You have to section off your own.
Yeah.
Take it. I know, you have to listen. The people that are there, just create a safe place, because you can't make a safe place in a public forum.
I know.
You know that.
I have had a couple of times people have had, hey, why don't you have your own? I don't think it was Discord that they were
Patreon or something like that.
Yes. Why don't you have, that was the word. Why don't you have your own? And I'm like, that is a lot more to keep up with than I really want to do right now. I'm a mother of 2 small kids and I'm doing all this and all this other stuff, you know. Yes, my husband helps, but I don't know. I will say it would
hubby's holdbacks.
Yeah. It would probably help. I do have I have a care guide that I personally put together that has a big Q&A question, you know, like, hey, what if this? Or like, hey, what is this? I could troubleshoot. So I do have that I can send if somebody's reaching out, hey, I've never owned. I'm like, hey, well, send me your email. I'll send you this so that you can look this over. You can come to this for questions. So it would probably help because I've definitely had people they'll like ask me the same thing over and over. So I do get that. You know, in that little notebook, my phone number, like my personal phone number, my email and stuff, and I tell people they can always reach out. I will say, anybody, even if they don't purchase from me, can reach out. If I can help you, I will help you. I don't care. If you didn't buy from me, cool. I will help you. Just reach out to whatever questions that you need. I just ask that you don't do it during my sleep time, which is quite a lot, but don't do it.
So we say 7 to 7, call us in between those times.
Yeah.
And like texts, we should get to within a day or two. If we don't, then just hit us again. Phone calls are answered immediately or returned immediately between 7 and 7. And if you social media, maybe that week, hit us again if we don't. And if you never want to hear from us, email us. And
you were terrible at texting too, though, because I had to go to. I had to go to your wife. I had to go to Stacy.
Yes, because I'm the texter.
Phone call.
I'm the texter.
You said, hey, here's the picture of these animals that I want for stickers. And then my toddler chunks my phone off the balcony or off the thing. And I'm like, I got a new phone.
You got the job out of me. And then you dropped and I did it already. You made me do it.
I messaged you and I was like, hey, I really need these pictures to finish your stickers. And you're like, you're good.
Well, I just meant like you're good. Like, don't stress about that. We'll get them to you. Don't worry about that. Like, you're good.
Went by and I was like, I need these pictures.
No, if you're trying to get something from Robert, you have to call him.
Yes. Do you hear that, everybody? It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's that I will literally look at a text and be like, oh, I'm gonna text them back. How do you spell that word? Oh man, did you know that fried Oreos have this many calories? Okay.
This is why we make such a good team, okay? And it's because we're the whole like opposites attract kind of thing. We're like, he's great at math. I'm terrible at math. Okay. I'm great at reading, writing, language, spelling. He's awful at that stuff. So like him reading a paragraph is like me having to do a math problem. It's not.
I don't do math.
It's not happening.
Look,
no,
I'm
like
not
I
illiterate,
don't.
but if there was a definite line, I might be there.
So like for him, like having to read text messages is like, it's like he would so much rather just talk. And I am the total opposite, where I'm like, I don't need to have a whole conversation with you. I can just shoot you a text. Like he'll be like, Stacey, he'll call this person and ask them such and such. And I'm like, I don't need to call them. I can just send that in a text message.
For real.
And like we don't need to say anything else past that. It's a very simple, quick text. And so like for the same thing for our business stuff, like I'm the one reading text messages, and he's like, he'll like see it and like, you know, mean to like get to it or address it, or he'll be like, Stacey, did you see that text? Like we need to, and then he gets the ADHD is too real and he's just gone to the next thing. So like, you have to call him. But if you're a texter, just text me and I'll get back to you much faster.
I
believe the ADHD. I could have pegged that.
Oh yeah.
Like within like first 30 minutes.
I'm not everybody's flavor. I'm sorry. I really want to be everybody's flavor, but I'm
ADHD
not.
is real. I don't know if you remember, but literally this past Tenley, we were passing in the hallway and you said, "Oh, hey," gave me a hug. You're like, "You smell good," walks away.
Yeah.
You probably did smell good.
Right. I was like, okay.
And
then you just walked away.
Yes, trying to hold his attention at an expo is like trying to catch lightning.
You should get one of those monkey harnesses with the leash.
She's not wrong.
Yeah,
I feel like I've probably hurt some adults' feelings because I'll be talking deep about carpets, and then over here there's a kid that's with his mom, and I'm like, hey. I'm like, do you want to hold it? And like get okay, come here, wash up. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
It happens. It happens. At this point, I don't know anybody who doesn't have a touch of the ADHD or the tisms. It happens.
It's the Tylenol. It's the Tylenol.
What?
It was the Tylenol. But we talked a whole bunch about not carpet pythons.
We did, yeah.
But it's fun. So
we were supposed to talk about carpets. Okay. All right, I got it.
But we've talked a lot about y'all's business, which I definitely enjoy. Are y'all? I guess I do have to ask. Y'all do breed carpet pythons on your own too, though, right?
Yeah.
So how many clutches are y'all doing? Because I'm sorry, did you say that you had 800 animals?
At one point, that's the most that we got to. 7
more.
Not right now.
And he's talking about. Were you including like all the animals we have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. He's meaning like including like our lizards and our other species and our turtles and random things like not
so.
Just
but now we're probably. I mean, I can go look at inventory, but we're at babies this year.
Babies, I think it's in the like 140s. 140 or something with the curator produced babies. Like those are the newborns that have just been produced by curators this year.
Okay.
And then 149. Okay. Between us and curators. And then we've got the ones that we imported from UK Pythons, which was
300, but now we're down to like 120.
We've sold most of those. And then we still have some from our last import.
With
so
Germany.
And
then a few left over from last year, which we're going to bring those. We're not going to bring the UK animals to, sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Oh,
anyway.
You did the thing where it's like you're getting sidetracked. I'm sorry.
I was
okay.
Touching you.
Oh, okay, good. That was a good touch. Okay. Yay, I'll snuggle. Okay, no problem.
So we're probably, we'll
ballpark it 400 right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I literally am over here. I know that I haven't even counted at this point. I know that I am
Never count.
Oh,
Then
I am
you're a hoarder.
over 100, just the green trees.
Good job.
No.
That's a lot of green beans. Yes.
No.
Hubby's holdbacks.
It is a lot. And then I also really like the scrubs, and I really like the emeralds. So, and I will say I'm having one brought down that's actually a good friend of mine, is bringing me a carpet python.
Oh, nice.
I had a few carpet pythons at one point in time, and I got tired of being pissed on, and I got tired of being bit every time I needed to move them.
You need a carpet from us.
I think you talked about this before in one of your episodes. I remember hearing you say something about that was your experience with them.
I'm sorry that was your experience.
Well, the thing with the green trees is I can, not right now, but I can pull a tub out. They're on their little stick. I can set the little stick aside. I can put them back on the little stick. With the carpet pythons, I was having to hook them out, put them in another container, then go back, then hook them back, then put them in the container. They're not going to sit still.
Okay, no, that's fair, but also, do you want an animal? We work on personality. That is one of our biggest things. We have stickers indicating this one will likely bite you. This one, if it doesn't have the sticker, then it probably won't. But anything with a mouth can.
I was gonna say, I feel like
my toddler bites. My toddler bites really.
I actually use that. I look at the kids. If there's two of them, I was like, "Does your little brother bite?" And she's like,
"My toddler bites hard."
Yeah. Okay. So wait, you were saying? So I'm sorry that's been your experience. If you want one that your toddler can handle, as long as he does not have. So, are you familiar with the term soft mouth with dogs, with hunting dogs? So it's not going to bite into the duck.
Yeah.
So soft hands with kids. So same concept. I tell parents, as long as your kid understands that he's not going to squeeze. Oh, it's trying to get away from me. We had a Christa gecko incident one time, and it was very traumatic. And his tail was not the only thing that dropped. So it was bad. It was very terrible.
I don't really remember this.
It was bad.
Okay.
So anyway, soft hands. If your toddler has soft hands, we can hand select a carpet and send it to you. And if it bites, I will refund you your money. That's not for everybody. I'm not saying that for every time.
Admittedly, I want to make abominations.
Oh no, that's
yay.
Cool.
Admittedly, I want to make abominations. So I'm a biologist. Hybridization is cool.
Yeah, it's
Hands
interesting.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm probably. So there's such a thing called hybrid vigor, where whenever two separate species or subspecies come together, what nature tries to do is select the best, or is it totally random?
It just
we don't know.
Depends.
You can say we don't know. Epigenetics is a thing.
It just kind of depends. There are some hybridization instances where it is beneficial. And then there are some where it is definitely not.
You mean like a green tree ball python?
Oh my God, yes.
Mm-hmm. Seen
Yes.
that. That looks kind of.
It's
Oh dear.
But I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
Sorry.
You go and make those green balls.
I'm a yuck that yum. Don't do that.
Okay.
Shit. Don't do that shit. Please don't.
Okay.
So the purists are the ones that don't like the hybridization, and they're like, oh, this would never happen in the wild. Yeah, okay. We're not in the wild.
And we're not going back either. And
The
we're
dog
here to make
that
the best
sits underneath
possible
this
Yep.
bread loaf looking thing
Preach.
is the farthest removed thing from a wolf I've ever seen in my entire life. He
I don't
looks
want a
like
wolf.
a slightly toasted loaf of bread. Yeah, I mean, his.
Would you feel so confident with a wolf by your foot, though?
No. No. Also, is not this cute. I have a corgi, so
Those are cute. Yep.
he's a little bit obese, but whatever.
Okay.
So, but it is something that happens. That's how we get dog breeds. Technically, a lot of the stuff is hybridized.
I love where your heart is right now because honestly, and it might not be the same. What we're trying to do is find the greatest pet snake. Like, and we think that we found it in the ultimate pet snake. We think that we found it in carpet pythons. There might be something to the green tree talk because then you get the best of both worlds. I mean, I'm saying the hybridization. Sorry, not per. Yeah, because if you want something to play with, it's really not a green tree, is it?
Yeah, I can't say that I would ever suggest a green tree as the perfect pet. If you want to look at something,
yeah, a display animal. Yeah.
Display.
Would you say that they're beginner friendly, or is that like a whole nother talk? I feel like a beginner could get a green tree and be successful, especially with your fancy pamphlet and your support.
I think it depends on how much common sense somebody has.
Common sense is not so common.
Nope, it's not a flower that grows in everyone's garden. It is like I've sold to beginner people who are amazing and their animals are thriving. And then I have sold to beginner people who were like, look, I took Fluffy outside. I take him outside every single day and put him in the bush for some natural time. And I'm like, please stop.
Come on. Is that actually bad for the green trees though? Like I'll tell people
take an animal outside and put it in the bush every single day.
I mean, I don't know.
Every day.
Natural UV.
A Neo.
Oh, I feel like a sparrow could pick that up. That's not. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So freaking fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just depends on common sense. I will say I think that green trees have gotten a terrible rep.
Fair.
Terrible rep because people don't want to spend money. Arguably, I get it. People do not want to spend the money that the U.S. prices are at.
Yeah, the going rate.
But so then they go and they buy an import
from the corner.
Imports from the corner booth. Yep. They go and they buy that, and then it doesn't, it fails, and they're like, well, this species is just awful. It's just terrible. If you're not an idiot, you can keep these snakes.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
So I feel like being a voice for green trees is something that you're really good at. And
yeah, I try really hard.
Dude, you don't, there is no such thing as try. There only is do or do not. Thank you.
And that was another reasoning behind getting the Beox was because and that's why I told my husband, I said, we can get these. I'm just going to treat them like I'm keeping them because I will keep some of them. But we'll be able to turn around, and this is a better starting point for someone who doesn't want to spend US prices.
Mm-hmm.
The baby's crying. Not my deal. But they don't want to spend US prices, but they want to be able to not stress out that their animal's going to die 2 weeks later. So I offer, and I will for these Beox as well, when these go to shows, I offer lifetime support. Does that mean that if you have an animal for 2 months and it dies, there are limitations to some things? I do offer I guess you could call it like a warranty on my stuff, within reason. So like so for me, if somebody buys an animal and let's say 10 days in it dies, okay, if they will send that animal in for a necropsy, and if that necropsy shows that it was something that came from me, I will then pay for that animal and the necropsy. But there will be people who will bring animals home, who will put them in a really bad situation that they may think is good. But that's why I check beforehand, that they may think is good, and then that animal dies. And it is something that they did, and it happens. I've seen people, this didn't happen to me, but I've seen people pick up animals from FedEx, and it's dead by the time they got home because they turned their heated seats on, thinking that
they stick it in the window because it'll keep it warm,
and it cooks.
We stopped selling geckos because of similar situation with people, and they, oh my
Or
God.
people take them out and they get under the seats.
Go start your car and then we'll bring it out to you. Oh, no. My mom will go start the car and then I'll go and meet her. Well, we turned the AC on as soon as we got in and now it's dead. Oh, so I raised that thing for 1.5 years and it died 50 seconds out of the,
like,
okay, so what I need you to do,
you left with it,
and I'll do it the nicest way, because never, this is a life lesson that I've learned, is don't assume malice where you could ignorance, right? So it's like they're not trying to be evil; they just don't know. Yeah. So first of all, I'll talk to them, in those situations, because we've never had a carpet die like that. Like like, oh my God!
Back when we were doing,
like they're a little bit more hardy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, compared to the geckos, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, but compared to a lot of snakes, carpets are very hardy. Anyway, basically, let's see what went wrong. Okay. I'm not going to give you another one, but I'll sell you another one at half price. Is the car still running? Okay. Yeah. Go turn it on. I will bring it out to you. Okay. You do not get another chance, not from us.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why, and I've seen it's always a lot of stuff with travel and stuff like that. I've had people before that have messaged me and they're like, I really want one. Can I come pick it up? I only live 5 hours away. And I'm like, no, I would prefer to ship it to you. Well, I don't feel comfortable. I would prefer to ship it to you. I know my packing. I have insurance. I would prefer to ship it to you. Unless you're someone that I know and I know that, all the crayons in that box is sharp.
You know people like that? I guess I know some people.
But yeah, I'll let you take it home in that instance. And I will tell people, like, my intention is to print like a little card or something so that when people buy at the expo with me, I can hand you this card and say, please read this card before you leave the show. Please read it. Then it will say the things like, let's make sure that don't put it in a window, don't put in direct sunlight, don't take it out either, because I guarantee you, that's, God forbid, that's my worst. That's
in the car.
Somebody's going to be like, look at this little snake, it's so sweet, and then they're going to open it and it's going to start starking out at them, and they're like, and then drop it, and it gets on the seat, and yada yada. And there is only so much I can help. I don't have the inventory, and I put so much work in the as well. I'm not going to sell you one for half price.
Well, no, that was the geckos, dude. That was the geckos.
Yeah. We're
talking about a $50 crested gecko.
Yeah.
Like,
but now
their lives matter. Like, let's be very clear. And that's why we stopped doing it, because honestly, I could not handle it. It tore me up. The last straw was a Yuri. Do you know the Urodactyloides? Mm-hmm. You do?
No.
And how many? You did the thing. You did the yep. Mm-hmm. The chameleon geckos.
Oh, man. Yes.
They're the best. They're the best. Yeah. I'm letting you know they're the best. I was hoarding them.
I don't do bugs.
They Pangea eaters. But anyway, so they're this big, and the rule of geckos and lizards is whenever they're this big, and that's tail and all, okay, and half of its tail. And the rule is typically if they're this big or smaller, they're fast, right? Mm-hmm. No. Super slow. These little tiny little legs, they think they're so fast and they can't move. Anyway, they're the cutest little things, and I was hoarding them. I mean, I had a lot of breeders, and that was the gecko that we were going to mass produce. Like, that was the best pet gecko, and I still stand by that. And I finally was like, okay, I've got a lot of males. I'm going to go ahead and release some males. We're going to sell them as pets. I've raised these things up for 2 years, 1.5, 2 years. And I sell one, and they immediately come back in and chuck it on the thing. And they're like, you sold me a sick, excuse me? And I did not give them another one. I was like, no, I didn't. You killed it. And I
what did they do?
Like, they walked outside in Texas heat and killed it. After we explicitly tell every single person leaving the table, you need to start. It is, even if it's 80 degrees outside in the Texas sun in that parking lot, it is 100 and something degrees. You need to turn the AC on. We will bring it out to you. If you don't have anybody, oh, I got my mom. Oh, I got my dad. Oh, my brother will go start it.
Or also, I think that people, if they're newer, they might have it in their heads that, like, because it's a reptile, it likes the heat. And so like they're probably thinking like, oh, it's a lizard, it's a gecko, like I'm
Yeah,
sure
this is a
it's
new cow
fine.
gecko that
You know, even though like we explained to them like it cannot handle this heat, like you know, but they just like don't think it's that serious, I guess. And then they just like stood outside with it, and it's like
The heat is
Anyway.
the fastest. That's the fastest way to kill something.
Yep.
Fastest
Anyway, so that was getting off. I don't even know where we were.
we're just chatting.
Yeah.
We're just chatting. No, I get it. So that's my thing, and you know, like I said, I offer a health guarantee basically, but my health guarantee is that I've not sold you an animal that is, if I'm selling it as sex, I have not sold it as missexed to you by my knowledge. And that's another reason why I'm like, I'll shed test these, but I'm still sending one of these, and I'm like, double check.
Yes.
Because I know what I know based on this, but it's new. So double check.
So I'll tell people at the table, okay, this is going to be a breeder. Okay, let me double check real quick.
Yeah.
Some of them come sex from over there. You want me to double check? Well, you're not confident? If it's a male, it's a male. If it's a female, do you want me to double check? And I'll literally, and I'll look up, do not, where's the camera? Do not do this at home.
Yeah.
And I'll tell them that, and I'll pop it right in front of them. Look, do you see any hemipines? Okay, I don't either. Still a female. Yeah. As of right now, it is a female. Now it's 2026. So, you know.
So I mean, so that's my thing is my health guarantee goes to you're not going to have things hatch out at your house. Stuff is not going to start crawling when you get home.
Yeah.
Though we have been at a show, so be mindful. I can't affect things that were brought to my table. God forbid something is, which is why I'm so like adamant. Do not set your shit on my table. I don't care if you're looking at stickers. Do not set it at my table.
Yeah.
So, but it's not going to have, you know, like, it's not going to have nido. It's not going to have some weird, you know, I have heard where animals have had like chemical burns from cleaning that have, you know, I literally know somebody who lost
green trees.
Yes.
Like,
that had a chemical burn. The animal had a chemical burn.
Are they trying to like prevent it or?
I'm not really sure, but okay. It's not got any neurological issues. It's not got anything to my knowledge. If something happens to it and it comes back, send the necropsy. Do the necropsy, okay? Because we got to be truthful here. Do the necropsy. Yeah. Send me the results. If the results say that it's something I did at fault, I will pay for that necropsy. I will pay for that animal or replace that animal. I stand by that. But if you went home and you didn't give it enough water, you left it in the heat, you put it on top of your other animals and your other animals had something going on, I can't help that.
Okay. We said common sense is not so common, and I do not want to call this person out specifically, but she knows who she is, and if she's watching, I don't know. She's a young lady, and we've told you everything that we do. Mm-hmm. We provide the enclosure, like we give a water bowl, heat mat, thermostat, digital thermostat, the locks, the perch, everything. We give a video. There's a video on YouTube on how to put it together. There's a video inside the Discord. You get a Discord link. This person was in the Discord, and she loved her carpet very much. And she thought, because she has other animals that don't need water as often, she thought that she did not need a water bowl in it, even though, what did I say, comes with every purchase. And she wanted to put it into a bigger enclosure. So she did that. Did not have a water bowl in. And so she says, my poor snake died in the Discord, and we're all like freaking out. Everybody's tagging me. It's like, dude, what's going on? And at the show we talked, or I think was at the show that we talked about it. It was at the show, or it was over the phone. We talked about it. And she was like, I think it's because we did not put a water bowl in it. And I was like, you didn't have a water bowl in it? And she was like, no, because we thought that just misting and I was like, no. And so it's like, we learned now. I understand if you don't ever want to sell us another snake, but she really loved it. And I'm like, and this girl, like, she's so passionate, like, so wants to do right. And it was just not knowing. And I if I would to know, like, how am I supposed to know to like beat that into somebody's head? It needs water. So I did not, and they were like, look, we know that we're not putting you responsible for this. And because they were able to sit with that and say, we did it, it was our fault. I was like, well, I'm going to do something for you. Yeah. And so I did something for them, and I'm not going to say what it is, but we were able to bless them because we really feel like that young lady is going to go far in this industry because she has a big passion. So anyway, man, and it's being there for people, and it's not shaming them, because sometimes, I mean, if you don't know, you really just, yeah, dude, but repeated. I am so proud to say I love my mistakes, because they are the best teachers in life. My wins, I don't learn 1/3 as much from my wins as I have learned from my mistakes. So bring them on. And whenever I hear about other people's mistakes, I learn from those faster than I do their successes. Oh, you did this and this worked out. So people's shaming, and like you were saying, we don't talk about NIDO and stuff like that. That stuff needs to be brought out. We have to. And if we can say we have to, the hush hush thing, man, is a thing of the past, and it's just going to create, it's perpetuating this. Anyway, no, this was about Stacy, and she's done all the talking.
Listen, we have done a lot of talking. I'm actually going to kind of bring it to a close, because I think I've seen her yawning. My eyes are definitely getting a little heavy. I still do hear the baby screaming.
I tried not to yawn.
You're fine. I've yawned too, and I do still hear the baby screaming. So I may need to go rescue the husband. But this has been a ton of really good information. I think it was really awesome to talk about y'all's business structure as a whole, what you guys are doing and that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to see more stuff from y'all. Maybe when I get more space, we'll get some more carpets going in. I really am addicted to the ones, the straight up black and white ones that I see.
Oh, yes.
And stuff like that. Those are the ones that I'm hardcore.
If you want black and white, I would suggest Brandon Wheeler or Nick Mutton for their ivory line stuff.
I love Brandon. I absolutely
love
just
Brandon. Support him. Support that man. Not saying anything wrong with overseas. No. Not saying at all, obviously. If you want to support, buy both.
No space.
Porque no those ponchos.
No space. But no, this has been super awesome. I'm super glad that you guys were willing to come on.
Yeah. Can I say one more shout out, pretty please?
Yes, of course.
Aaron, we love you. You're amazing. And if you come to if y'all are ever at a show and you see us, you'll most definitely see Aaron as well. She is an amazing person and a huge reason why we've had so much success. So I just wanted to make sure we give a shout out to you, girl. You are freaking awesome.
I totally get it. I would love to find good people to come help me with all of this stuff. But
you have to trust.
Is my husband, and I love him, and he is the best for that. And my mama, who comes and sprays the baby snakes when I'm gone.
And he gets to keep as many snakes as he wants.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go get some sleep. Okay. I know we were talking about, I think y'all were going to show me something. We'll catch up on it.
We'll do it later.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll do it later. But I'll go ahead and put you back. You guys are welcome to just go ahead and pop off, because just as soon as I'm done, I'm going to end it and go help Mayday.
Okay. Wait, hang on. 30 seconds, because we can turn on the lights and you'll see we have a giant outdoor enclosure that's 45 foot long, and another one's 28 foot long, and the carpets will be all around. 30 seconds, I swear to God, I'll cut it off.
Okay, good to know. Right. Well, I'll put you guys in the back for right now, and then we'll see you in a second. Okay. Thanks again, guys. And again, if y'all want to follow them, it's MFA Reptiles. The link to their Instagram will also be in the YouTube bio. So give these guys a follow. Check them out. Oh, one quick question.
Yeah.
The pink and the green.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Why?
Did we
Aurora Charlie.
Yep. Charlie.
Oh, adorable.
Charlie's green and Aurora's pink.
That's adorable. I also have color coding for my children.
Yeah.
No, I really do. We do one child is blue and one child is green. So.
Oh yeah, and then they're just really complementary colors on the color wheel, so they work really well together. Yeah.
All right. Well, good. That was my last question. All right, y'all.
See you for 30 seconds.
Yes, I'll see you in a minute. Okay.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh, that was fun. That was probably the longest episode that I've done to date, but there was a lot of really fun stuff to talk about. And it's, you just get a bunch of people talking and about stuff that you enjoy, and it's hard to say no. It's hard to stop doing that. So, guys, again, happy Sunday. I'm tired, so my brain is all like frazzly, but Christa will be back next weekend, and then I will be back the weekend after. We're going to do a pre-recorded because I will actually be out of town. So, guys, if you have, per usual, if you have any suggestions, anybody that you want to see on the show, if you have any questions or anything like that, please make sure to reach out to me, coastalmorelia on Instagram. Please don't hit my Facebook up. I don't like answering Facebook messages on my business Facebook, so please don't do that. But you're welcome at any time to message me on Instagram, questions, to chat, hang out, whatever. And then, yeah, I will be coming up in Atlanta at Bob's show at the Southeast Reptile Expo. So if y'all are going to be there, please come check it out. It's a split booth between myself and Laramie River Reptiles, which is Kaylee, who is my business partner with a lot of stuff, and my best friend. So without further ado, again, because my demonic 1-year-old is screaming upstairs. So I'm going to let you guys go. Guys, happy Sunday. Have a really good time. If you stuck through it this long, y'all are troopers. Love you. We'll talk to you later. Bye.